Federal government of Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, the alleged fake DG of the fake agency. We be say they cause all of these controversies, but that not be all the conversation we surround that, because a U.S. company don't talk, say they don't brief Donald Trump about this fake agency for Nigeria. Waiting on consign Donald Trump consign agency for Nigeria. Which business of Donald Trump be about agency waiting inside Nigeria? And that's also not all. They also further said that they will further brief the U.S. Congress on it. And I'm sure you'll be wondering what company is involved in this. Well, that the company, the lobby agency, where they talk, say, Atiku Abubakar Haya, nine don't talk this so. Say they don't brief Donald Trump concerning the fake agency for inside Nigeria, waiting they happen with the fake agency, and the fact that a fake agency make its way into Nigeria's budgets. And people are wondering, what does it matter if you tell Donald Trump anything? Does it really matter anything? But that's not even all, because as I speak to you, the Nigerian government or the Nigerian military and the United States military, they clash or they counter each other as it gets to do with intelligence reports. If you remember, sometime, was it early this month or late last month, I played you a video in an interview with a US podcaster. When it be say Donald Trump aide talk, say, then get trucks of military ammunition, especially radio technology and all of those kind of things, where it be say then recover from terrorists. And people say trucks of each truck. Do you know what that means? So this kind of mighty ammunition, then this one went, and that's exactly incident. Now we hear, say, according to them, say, if my facts are right, where they cause the confusion or the clash between the US government or the US military rather, and the Nigerian military, because US government, they talk another thing, or US military, they talk another thing, the Nigerian government or the Nigerian military, they talk another thing concerning the matter. And I'll let you in on that and other issues then. Plus, including the gbasgbos where they exist right now between Seyi Makinde, the governor for your state, and the federal government of Nigeria. As it be, say, Nigerian government don't they vex. Say, what's in concern United Nations concern the kidnap of children, when make you they call the UN, may they enter inside the matter. Seyi Makinde, you're not patriotic. How can you be calling the United Nations to investigate the kidnap of these children? Instead of it to be hailing our soldiers under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say they do well, then catch out well, for them to release these children for the first time without ransom. You know, fit even hail the president. Instead, what you they hear they do, you they talk, say, may UN come in. UN can't come in, can't do it in. Why they talk like this? You're so unpatriotic, this governor. Not exactly their words, but of course, that's the gbasgbos way they say they go on. Remember, say, Seyi Makinde been get a state briefing yesterday, more like a state broadcast, where he be say talk in detail concerning this kidnap and waiting in think where the action is supposed to be. Where all of these and more matters now we get for your demots this evening. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Updates with Precious. Another beautiful day to bring you updates of all the stories concerning governance, politics, economy, and everything we concern our well-being for inside Nigeria. My name is Precious Seyi, and of course, it's always a delight to be with you every single day here to bring on all of this matter and more. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll begin to dive right into the conversation after this break. Stay with us. Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updated Precious. Another beautiful day to bring you updates of all the things that they share for inside our country. If this is your first time of joining us, please now click on the subscription button. Just that click and just that subscription button there. You go just see them. Please subscribe, like, and share, please. It's very important. Please subscribe so that more and more people go to hear what's in ABC Woody Talk. And for those who ABC go to join us from terrestrial, welcome. Wherever you do join us from and they listen to us from, welcome. And it's always a pleasure to have you join us. Kindly like and share this video. Please can share. If you're joining from a radio station, please tell your family members. Call the day, that will discuss things concerning us. Because oftentimes we shy away from conversation around governance, politics, and all of that. Oh, it's not politics, it's not my business, it's not my business. But that's what shapes your life. That's what determines how you live your life in Nigeria or in the world generally. So you must not shy away from waiting to shape your own life. And that's why we're here to bring you all of this discussion and more. Welcome to the show. Another fantastic day to bring you all of this conversation. So please like and share this process. So just joining, please like and share. and share. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. So let's get straight into the conversation. First up is to dive straight into the dailies. Make us see what's in the business. Some of the top headline B today for Inside the News. So let's see. Troops arrest two suspected human organ traffickers in Benue State. Suspected human organ traffickers. Human organ traffickers. You kill human beings, you collect organs. Oh, now wow, our problem for our handy from Congo. Troops repel kidnap attack. Rescue 3 abducted victims in Benue State. Fantastic one, our able soldiers. We give on Akusa, and I do well. Delta community invoke deities to stop herdsmen's invasion. In case you don't understand that, make a go read them for you. Because you don't reach time where it be safe. Military, community, police, begin the spirit of ancestors go help us fight all these people, because what in the name of going on is going on here in Nigeria? That people will come from somewhere and begin to terrorize or disturb owners of a land and even chase them away from their ancestral homes. Like this cannot happen. And that's exactly what this particular community in Delta State is saying. So let me let you in quickly on that story. After exhausting peaceful options, residents of Onitsha in Onitsha-Okwani, Ndokwa West local government area of Delta State, have invoked traditional deities against suspected herdsmen. Now, deities that ain't gonna help us. Now, the herdsmen were accused of invading their farmlands and threatening the community's livelihood. Community Secretary Obuiji Augustine Chukuma said repeated efforts to persuade the herders to leave their community failed, prompting the elders to invoke the gods of the land. The gods, you better answer quick or not. Oh, please help the community members. So the community alleged that armed herders established a camp between Ike Onitsha and Ogbago about 4 weeks ago, forcing farmers, especially women, to abandon their farms for fear of kidnapping, rape, and attacks. So he lamented that crops had been destroyed several times, leaving residents hungry and unable to sustain themselves. Now, confirming the development, Delta North Livestock Management Community Coordinator Matthew Ujeni said his team investigated the complaint, discovered an illegal camp inside the forest. Inside the forest or inside Delta State, near Sababi. Maybe not even be this one, though, but they talk something like that. And then they dismantled it after the headers allegedly refused to vacate the area. Now, Ujene disclosed that the matter has been escalated to the local government chairman, who has scheduled a security meeting for next week, while reiterating the need for strict enforcement of Delta State's ban on open grazing to prevent reoccurrence. So at this point, they get to call on their traditional deities, say, "Make una come help us." See, why Danjuma, where are you? Now near your village, now be this one, though. Come on, your village people don't they call your ancestors when they call help? Oh. All right, thank you so much for this. So let's move on to other issues very quickly. Now, the fake PFIPC DG Adeniyi Adeyemi arrested. And let me let you in quickly, because court will grant order for your arrest just today. As court, they give the order sharp, police, they arrest them. Far Osun State, now we hear it in Siam. So operatives of the Nigeria Police Force have arrested a self-acclaimed, according to government, Director General of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, Prince Adeyemi Adeniyi, in Osun State. So the First Public Relations Officer, CSP Aniyetie Iniedu, who confirmed the arrest, said the suspect was arrested without incident by a team of the Intelligence Response Team, IRT, the operatives, and has been moved into police custody for further interrogation. Iniedu said the suspect, who had been the subject of an intensive manhunt by security agencies, was apprehended following intelligence led by operations weeks after investigations into allegations about the purported federal agency activities, of course, emerged. According to him, the arrest followed days of coordinated efforts by security operatives who had earlier raided his family residence while tracking his own whereabouts. Remember that his father was arrested. And I don't know why mainstream media did not carry that arrest of his father, because it was alleged that his father and I think one other family relative was even arrested. And Femi Falana confirmed that sometime last week thereabouts. And people were thinking that, okay, would have just ended, okay, wait, which business will be say when I get to arrest him? Father, do you not arrest people by proxy? That's a question will be say some people they ask. Somebody else commit a crime. Why go ahead and arrest someone else for the crime that another person committed? Well, that's not a question. But according to him, the arrest followed, of course, I told you, reports indicates that investigators questioned his family members during his search for the suspect. His arrest comes moments after Justice Mohammed Umaru of the Federal High Court in Abuja issued a warrant of arrest for him, or a warrant for his arrest. So Adeyemi was billed to take his plea on an 8-count charge, sometime. So make we see as that matter go take go. But concerning that, let me quickly show you what transpired when they come here.
What is your name?
I've mentioned it, sir.
Mention it for us.
They ask you, what is your name? I've answered you.
What is your name?
I've said it, sir.
Now, concerning this particular incident, Nigerians are not crying. Say, excuse me, this man mentioned a lot of people in his reports. In his response to Gbajabiamila, he mentioned Gbajabiamila, the fact that he had paid 400 million by proxy. We are not investigating the death of the Tenimola, or the guy, the alleged third party, where we say link him and Gbajabiamila. We never talk about waiting link to that man's death till now. Secondly, how did the CBN grant him access to have an account? Should he be the only one questioned for why CBN will grant that agency an access to have an account? Should he be the only one questioned why the head of service should give him access to have an office inside the Federal Secretariat? Should he be the only one arrested or questioned? That's what a lot of people are saying. Oh, by the way, not be me even just talking. Plenty of people talking before, and I would think saying I made it talking. All right, make I show you waiting. Some Nigerians don't react. Here now, Ayo Fayoshe, waiting to be say react.
They said they don't arrest our alleged fake DG. They arrest them, but the people where he mentioned their names, they're still there. They walk freely. He mentioned, saying, they said they don't arrest our alleged fake DG. They arrest them, but the people where he mentioned their names, they're still there. They walk freely. He mentioned, saying that they even give an office for federal secretariats, facilitated by government people, officials. How did you know where empty office there for secretariat? Government magic. How you know? He can't open an account for CBS. We know for CBS. Sote in office can't get 24 billion for our budget. Government magic. Government magic. Now they don't arrest her. Yeah. Government parastatal. Not a job, not ordinary. EFC, everybody there. Yeah. Abi, you go open her. Open account. Met EFCC. No, not before sending back. CBN. Yeah, open account. Open account.
Rent house.
No, you don't get out. No, you don't get. Government secretariat.
I know say office.
I know the office there. Where is it? Where they open the office? They say that fake. So he can't enter budget. He enter budget.
They approve budget.
They approve budget for him for fake video.
Everybody system his account.
Now if fella they say, they talk say then go open book for you.
And now they don't open.
They don't open, they don't arrest them. Police don't invite any of them. They don't get immunity. Now only this person will talk. Government magic. No, that because they never recruit and finish. Government magic. You see how our money they leak away? That budget alone, say this thing they inside budget. You know fear you, and they still they say that fake. And he was having meeting with all
Everybody.
every deputy speaker, deputy this, eh?
Even foreign body.
Even foreign bodies. Government magic. Government magic.
Government magic.
You go see that. Government magic. You go see them go remind her for prison and go stop talking. Then go turn purple to green. Government magic. Hey.
All right, so you don't hear that reaction. Apart from that, so many other reactions just full for social media concerning your arrest. People they talk say, should it just be about arresting him? How about, in fact, you see all of those complaints. And they're different from waiting ABC, Ayofaya here don't complain about. So, but let me let you in quickly on waiting Ibise Adebayo, the presidential candidate of the SDP, being talked earlier today in an interview with Arise Television concerning the
Let me
matter.
say this. There is nothing like a Muslim ticket. Even when the...
Oh, sincere apologies. I think that's not exactly what we're going to react to. Something else entirely. Let me see if I can say that particular reaction we were going to get on that conversation. So this one don't lead to a lot of controversy. People don't they talk, people don't they complain. While others they talk, so people should cut the government some slack, I beg, because them promise say they go dig into the matter, and they just done that. They don't dig into the matter to find out exactly what's in it be. So why people no forgive or excuse the Nigerian government and allow them do their work the way they ought to? Why it be say did they want things say everything they inside? Must we not have faith in anything we be start government to do? It can't be like say we always complain about waiting a be start government to do. I'll let you in on that footage soon enough, but let me just go straight into other issues. Now, unnecessary interference by governors weakening local government system. APC Guba candidate said so. Kwara APC elders caucus shown invitation by Reconciliation Committee. 2027 election, INEC chairman which was 6 improved funding, staff welfare from Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Committee. Say made them improve staff welfare, made them bring more money, more funding, now it's in they need. Correct guy. Court shift Accord Party presidential ticket suit by July 15 as INEC joins dispute. And then Dogara speaks on alleged plans to quit APC over Muslim tickets. And let's quickly take a listen to what he had to say. So our former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has denied reports that he plans to leave the All Progressives Congress over the party's Muslim presidential ticket ahead of the 2027 presidential election. So in a statement today, issued by his spokesperson, Dr. Dominic Alancha, Dogara described the report as false. He remains a lawyer of the ruling party APC. And then he added that Right Honorable Dogara remains committed and loyal member of the APC. The statement also blamed mischief makers seeking to seek diversion. According to Alancha, Dogara is focused on strengthening the APC ahead of the 2027 election. So he's saying that they vex, so they do Muslim ticket. Say reports, and I don't take that report. So this is one of the reasons I like to be very careful before I take reports, as they take the caram. Stop parading as ADC candidates. Nephew faction gives Article 7-day ultimatum. Hey, Nephew Balagumbe. Who they give you this mind to do this kind of thing? Now, because of the court judgment, what happened with the ADC thing, Nephew don't talk this also. Faction of the African Democratic Congress ADC, led by the national chairman Nephew Balagumbe, has called on former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to immediately desist from parading himself as the party's 2027 presidential candidate. In a statement he issued today, Tuesday, Nephew noted that Atiku Abubakar is not and has never been the presidential candidate of the ADC for the 2027 general elections. Quoting him, he says, we also gave him a 7-day ultimatum to come out and tender a public apology to the members of the stakeholders of the ADC for making unauthorized statement on behalf of the party. Failure to comply with the above demand within the stipulated period, we shall seek appropriate legal redress. He urged the former VP to refrain forthwith from using the party's name, logo, and emblem in spreading falsehood and misinformation about the ADC. Yeah? Are you see what I saw in the voice of Zebediah? You see that? A whole Atiku Abubakar should stop parading himself. This is not fair. So one would think that this may just be good because one candidate is getting down. My idea, ego feel touch everybody. And this is all shades of wrong that we have opposition political parties being beaten and battered in this manner, or forth in this manner. This is not good in any way. Well, that's now the opinion of a lot of people, and waiting to be said they talk concerning this matter. But let's move on to other issues very quickly. Insecurity, Tinubu told to inaugurate task force against illegal checkpoints, multiple taxation. Okay, well, it's as good as that is. Suspend large gatherings in Kano, analyst tells Governor Yusuf. Okay, let's see. Biggest cover-up ever. Shawari speaks on arrest of fake PFIPC DG Adeniyi Adeyemi. Say government, they do cover-up. Oh. Say now the biggest cover-up. On arrest one man, leave other people will be accused. Now cover-up with this. So now we see Shawari, don't tell them. Don't let me read that in it. He said, biggest cover up. And then he said that, let me quickly get in on that. Yes, he says, posting on his X handle, he said, an official cover up rather than a genuine search for truth. Saying what government just do, retracing a BC they do, and say this is the biggest cover up ever. Okay, all right. Or your abduction, submit yourself for investigation over 7.7 billion surveillance aircraft deal. Others, APC tackles Makinde. Okay, all right. Makinde tackle them back. I'll get to that conversation. I'll get to that. Meanwhile, talking about this PFIPC, let me see if I have that video from the SDP presidential candidate. Take a listen.
There is a constitutional abomination, which is that the president looks at the constitution with contempt. Whatever the constitution says he should do, he will not do. Whatever they say he should not do, he does. One, when it comes to the issue of following the law, Section 162 of the Constitution regarding federation account, regarding appropriation, regarding the sanctity of budgets, that's why in budgeting, if you want to deviate, you come back and do supplementary or you amend the appropriation. They don't do any of that. They don't follow appropriation. That's serious abomination. Second abomination is the anti-democratic abomination, where you undermine the opposition, you squeeze the public space, you limit people's options, you pass and encourage terrible electoral act, which is just for your advantage. The third abomination is in the sector of justice. As head of state, you are not uniting the country. You are not just in your appointments. You are not just in your preferment. You are not just in your expenditure. So you neglect the people. You neglect most parts of the country. You create tension among populations. That's the third abomination. The fourth abomination is the abomination of incompetence, where the government is at sea. They don't even know how many agencies they have. They are not able to control the functioning of government. And there are many things that you would not have seen before elsewhere, where a supposed head of an agency that is supposed to exist or not exist is on TV on daily basis, occupying government office, taking photographs with government people, putting money inside the budget, and doing all sorts of things. And at the end of the day, having a running battle, we haven't had that since we had Joseph Tucker and Godwin Dabo. We have not had this kind of scandal before. It's been a long time where you Dabo me and Tucker you. And that's what we're having now, is running and running. And the final abomination is the inability of the president to give basic accountability. And all his people, what do they do? They just go around concocting figures, and nothing they say is correct anymore. For example, how can you say you have inherited 12 million Buhari voters when even in the last election with Buhari in government, you could not scrape together more than 8 million votes, most of which were bought and stolen. So where do you get that? Even in Buhari's second term in 2019, the election was not as clean. Buhari's 12 million votes disappeared because Buhari mightily disappointed the people. And in any case, where are the voters? And you, in your primary, you said you got 11 million voters, and now it turned out that they are all option A fraud, and that these numbers don't exist. Those are the abominations that the government is committing, and there are many more they are committing that Nigerian public don't know, but I want to limit the abomination to those ones that are well proven. I don't have to scratch my head to look for them or to give evidence because the evidence is in the public domain. And as for Adebayo is coming, I think it's a section of our followers or supporters from Kano who like to use that slogan. Our own slogan is farewell to poverty and insecurity. But what we are bringing is basically also 5 points. One, we want to secure the country by making sure that we recruit Nigerians to the armed forces and security agencies and ensure that lives and property can be safe and that the kind of scenario you witnessed in the last 2 years where people are kidnapped for a long time and you saw how Nigerians rejoiced with the government despite our differences when the armed forces the law enforcement went and rescued the children and teachers at Orire. That should be a routine thing that a DPO should be able to do on his own in our own kind of government. When you go anywhere in Nigeria to kidnap anybody, you know you won't last 48 hours, you will be caught. Second is to ensure that the economy works for the people. Clean budget that Nigerians can say, this budget is put there by my representative.
All right, so let's just leave it at that. Well, he heard what he had to say. Concerning the issue, Mr. Adeyemi had also had an interview earlier with Channels Television where he was even talking about the money he used, how he got access fund for the 400 million that he allegedly paid for the agency. He said he borrowed it. So say money will be saying borrow, how he will take pay and back. Because he never even say right now the bank will be say collect the money from say the call and say, okay, come give us our money. And how is he going to pay for that fund? That's what he said. And people are saying that, is it serious that people have to even borrow for this kind of cause? So people actually borrow to get government contracts. I don't know if I'll let you in on that, but let's just go on to other issues very quickly. Okay. Now, speaking about the Oyo abduction, the U.S. chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has described Governor Seyi Makinde's recent call for United Nations intervention as shameful. Now, the party described the governor's outburst as shocking. The APC made the declaration in a statement signed by the Publicity Secretary, Wasiu Shadari. The statement was made available, of course, to newsmen. Yes, so it was, so Makinde, okay, I'll let you know that the APC in its reaction said the governor should instead submit himself to investigation over the alleged diversion of local government funds, the abduction and brutal killings of Igongo residents, and the 7.7 billion surveillance aircraft deal. So the party also advised the governor to explain the alleged firefighting truck scam and other issues. It would interest you to know that I think I saw somewhere in the news when I hear say the particular military aircraft or whatever it is with the Nigerian Navy saying that them will belong to Oyo State, will be in the custody of the Nigerian Navy right now. But I can't give you details of the but I'll furnish you with more information on that later on. Information promptly, Governor Alia urges Benue residents. Troops arrest 2 suspected human organ traffickers in Benue. I told you. Troops repel kidnap attack. I told you. Police probe murder of farmer in Kwara State. AD security operatives neutralized suspect. Arrested another 300 level AAU students. Abduction and killing. Okay, and then troops neutralized 2 terrorists in Kebbi. And soldiers reportedly missing, a soldier reportedly missing in that process. So these are some of the stories where we see this paper carry. Quickly make a look at that. I go bring you that video. That's it from the alleged fake DG.
I'm wondering how you got the kind of money you worked with in 2015, the kind of resources that you had. And I'm also bothered about the allegations against you when you claim that you got an appointment from the United Nations. Doesn't this raise suspicion about your own personality?
Mr. Shew, I borrowed this money. In fact, those that I borrowed this 400 million naira from, as reported to EFCC, I borrowed this money to pay for this appointment. In fact, those I can tell you, they will also written to EFCC asking me to refund their money. So I'm not even here to pay the money back. I borrowed this money.
What about the allegations about you that you were saying that, and it was all over social media, that you announced yourself as getting an appointment from the United Nations?
It's not sponsored. It's the campaign of calumny. They should let us face the facts and document. Mr. Seyi is unfortunate. This scenario is very, very unfortunate. That the way some actors in the government are taking up this matter is unfortunate and is embarrassing. Honestly, imagine the government claiming that a one man called me a corner maneuver the whole system. About now is unfortunate.
You're asking, and I'm seeing now that there's a U.S. lobbying firm helping you to seek asylum. Is that right?
I read it the way you read it, because some people forwarded it to me that anybody that know Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi, they're looking for me, blah blah blah. I just ignore, because I'm not. They sponsored a lot of people to bring my social media handles down, so I don't really know much what is going on again. It was only I just hear from family and friends. They said this, they said that, because they put my social media handle down, and they still reported that I was about to run away out of Nigeria. I'm still in Nigeria. I'm not going anywhere.
Where are you?
And he was indeed caught in Nigeria, in Osun State today. This very, very, very sad incident. And just like what he said, how possible will it be that just one single man go fit maneuver the entire system? The federal government, that means the government is incompetent now, not vex. So not be say I talk like that, but now basically within they try talk. So if one man can maneuver the entire system like that, come on, what are we talking about? And that means there is no hope. That's what he's trying to say. Oh, by the way, speaking about that, I told you that there's a lobby firm that said that they've already written to the US, they've already briefed Donald Trump, right? So United States US-based policy and government affairs firm, Von Batten Montague says it has briefed senior members of the Donald Trump team on the allegations made by Adeniyi Adeyemi Matthew, who claims to have appointed Director General as the Director General of the controversial agency, where they say they're fake. Now, the firm also announced plans to begin briefing members of the U.S. Congress this week over the allegations, which it said involved the alleged misappropriation of World Bank supported funds by senior Nigerian government officials. Because waiting these people now, they put their own mark and say, this man talks, say they give him how much again? 27 billion kickoff fund, where he's supposed to give 48% to when he say Bajabi Amila requests 48% from Abi. So he is trying to say now that, or the agency or the US firm is saying that this money now from loan where we collect from World Bank. And you know, say World Bank is more like a United States funded organization if you just look at it. So now waiting if we say make this firm now, the talk said they briefed the United States Congress and they'd already briefed Donald Trump about the matter. But people are saying that what is your business? Waiting consign on now. What I know go common man for waiting concern another country. Well, that's not just all. Let's go straight to the kidnap of the Orire school children. The governor of Osun State late yesterday had a state broadcast where he addressed the issue. Let me play you exactly the full state broadcast by Governor Seyi Makinde. Take a listen.
Nigeria have finally been reunited with their families. For every parent who endured weeks of uncertainty, every child who lived through this traumatic experience, and every citizen who prayed and hoped for their safe return. This is indeed a moment of thanksgiving. Yet, even as we rejoice, our relief is tempered by profound sorrow. We mourn the tragic loss of lives in the course of this unfortunate incident. Among them were two dedicated teachers, Mr. Joel Adesina, who was killed on the day of the abduction within the school premises, and Deacon John Olaleye, who died while in captivity. Many Nigerians witnessed the horrifying video showing the brutal murder of Mr. Michael Oyedokun, a dedicated teacher whose life was cruelly cut short by these terrorists. We will never forget security personnel hunters, and members of the Oyo State Amotekun Corps, who paid the ultimate price in the line of duty. Lieutenant F.A. Isaac, Mr. Adegun Shuaibu, Mr. Isa Saliu, Mr. Rafiu Ayuba, an unnamed soldier. We pray that Almighty God grant them eternal rest and give strength and comfort to their families during this painful period. We also honor the courage of Mr. Bamidele Paul, who sustained serious injuries and is presently receiving treatment. We pray for his full and speedy recovery. I thank the people of Oyo State for their patience, resilience, and cooperation throughout this difficult week, especially those whose daily lives were disrupted by the security measures and curfews that became necessary in the interest of public safety. While we give thanks today, we must also remain vigilant. The threat posed by criminal elements has not disappeared. Experience from other parts of our country has shown that terrorist and bandit groups often seek to strike again where they perceive vulnerability. We must therefore not allow this moment of relief to become a moment of complacency. Security is everyone's responsibility. If you see anything suspicious, report it immediately to the appropriate security agencies. You may also call 615, Oyo State's toll-free emergency line for security and other emergencies. The vigilance of our communities remains one of our greatest strengths. This painful experience has also compelled us to rethink how we secure communities that border the old Oyo National Park. Under our Constitution, national parks fall under the jurisdiction of the federal government, and we respect that constitutional arrangement. However, constitutional limits do not diminish our responsibility to do everything within our lawful powers to protect the people of Oyo State. Accordingly, the Oyo State government will immediately strengthen oversight of all access routes leading into and out of the old Oyo National Park through our adjoining local government areas. We shall introduce appropriate measures to regulate movement through these corridors, improve community intelligence, strengthen collaboration with local communities and security agencies, and establish clear protocols that make it more difficult for criminal elements to exploit our border communities as safe passage or operational basis. Detailed implementation guidelines will be announced shortly. Leadership is ultimately measured not only by how we respond to tragedy, but by whether we learn from it and build stronger institutions afterwards. That is the commitment we make to the people of Oyo State today. The reunion of these children and teachers with their families does not mark the end of this painful chapter. It marks the beginning of another responsibility, our collective responsibility to establish the truth. The circumstances surrounding this incident are sufficiently grave and unusual to warrant independent scrutiny beyond our domestic institutions. I therefore, with a full sense of responsibility as the Executive Governor of Oyo State, call on the appropriate international human rights and accountability mechanism solution. Such scrutiny is not intended to undermine our institutions. Rather, it is intended to reinforce public confidence that the truth will be established and that every person found to bear responsibility, regardless of office, influence, or affiliation, will be held accountable. Under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the primary responsibility for national security rests with the federal government and the security agencies under its command. The Nigerian people, therefore, deserve a full and transparent account of what happened, who was responsible, whether there were institutional failures, negligence, or collusion at any level, and what measures must now be taken to ensure that no community is ever subjected to such an ordeal again. This is not about politics. It is about justice for the victims, reassurance for our people, and restoring public confidence that every Nigerian child can go to school without fear. To every parent across Oyo State, let me assure you that your government has heard your fears. We will not relent until every lawful step has been taken to make our schools and communities safer for our children. As the government of Oyo State, we will continue to support every lawful effort that strengthens our security architecture, protects our people, and brings every person responsible for this tragedy to justice. May Almighty God continue to watch over us. God bless Oyo State, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, so I deliberately played you the full speech, the full state broadcast by Ayodele Fayose. Did I say Ayodele? Seyi Makinde, Governor Seyi Makinde. And I'd like you to pick out what exactly he did that is wrong, because since yesterday evening, this particular excerpt, make a play them. This part, now don't the trends, this part where the oppositions and don't the ruling party don't they blast them for since that
the circumstances surrounding this incident are sufficiently grave and unusual to warrant independent scrutiny beyond our domestic institutions. I therefore, with a full sense of responsibility as the executive governor of Oyo State, call on the appropriate international human rights and accountability mechanisms, including those within the United Nations system, to closely examine the facts surrounding this abduction and the circumstances.
So you heard that. Now, this particular part when you talk now, don't they cause a lot of trouble? The federal government no like them, the senators, they vex over the matter. Apart from Senator Adeniyi, where they talk, say, now we be say they don't arrest these children, may they also make parade the people then we be say they involve publicly. So that we'll see that Adeniyi said that today. But apart from him, you know, most people don't they blast him. They talk, say, oh, he's unpatriotic. How dare you call on a foreign government to come to your government to check out what's going on? If you remember very clearly, Seyi Makinde, or the governor of Oyo State, was quoted saying that, look, I joined APC, I declare for presidency today, 4 p.m. The next day, 9 a.m., they abduct children. He said this was politics taking too far. He said quite a lot of other stuff, and I think I'd played that video for you guys in the past. And now he's making all of the statements. But it looks like the federal government is not having this with him at all, because the thing can't be like, say, oh God, what's he? They try talk. If they try accuse or say we do it, maybe say we no do. First off, there were issues or statements around whether or not they should compensate the family of the man who was beheaded, the teacher who was beheaded. Oshimalu spoke against that and said, if they go compensate the teacher because of, say, them behead them, or yeah, everybody we don't die for inside any attack for Nigeria, may them begin compensate them one by one. While others they talk, say, in one case, they're exceptional because you want them, do you know the humiliation of publicizing the murder, gruesome murder of your family member? So that now waiting the BC people they talk. And moreover, because of the mental and all that kind of torture, where we say the children don't go through experiencing that, because this was done in the full front of children. Even though some people go say some killings they happen for inside the country, in front of children. The ones where we say armed militia they kill Claire family in front of their children and all that. But people they talk say, what is wrong with asking for some sort of compensation for this family or some sort of succor, giving them some sort of succor, right? Adam Toshimale say no, that is a no-no. He doesn't agree. And then he went straight again to this statement by Seyi Makinde, and it seemed to have triggered him more This statement which Seyi Makinde make. Please, now that you watch the full broadcast by Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, is there anything wrong with what he said? I mean, should the federal government not also want an international community to help us fish out the people responsible for this dastardly act? If all of us, they clean and waiting what they do, should it be a problem that the governor of a state that his people have suffered this kind of thing is questioning superior bodies to come and help us investigate why children were subjected to this kind of thing? Remember, Seyi Makinde had said that this was politics taking too far when he was mentioning that. But that's not even that. Whether this is politics or not, we're talking about torture on children. Children. This supposed they against every international law possible. So is it wrong for the governor of the state to demand that the international community come help us or where we lack the ability to help fish out the people where they're responsible for this thing so that it no go happen? Remember, the cause is not to name and shame political opponents if perhaps not them they involved. No. We're just saying that so that it will serve as a deterrent, so that anybody who won't do that kind of thing, play with children life again, go no say no, this area na no go area. Did Seyi Makinde say anything wrong? First off, let me let you in on what former Governor Adams Oshiomhole said.
If we have spent time to denounce in the past, it is just appropriate that on this occasion that our armed forces have demonstrated uncommon courage and apparently evolved a different strategy to rescue these children is something that all of us should commend. That said, just two issues. The emergency minority leader, Lady, spoke to about paying something appropriate to the men who pay the supreme price and others. I will add that if one man must be paid for loss of life, all those who have lost their lives in Borno, in Niger, everywhere else that the armed forces have been active, I do not think you can separate one from the other. So we have to have a general policy that deals with those of our countrymen and women in uniform who have paid the supreme price in the course of defending the country. But Mr. President, I read this morning in newspapers and I've seen it in the electronic. The governor of Oyo State calling on the United Nations to investigate the overall circumstances surrounding the kidnap and even the rescue. I thought that was the most unstatemanly. He was carrying partisan politics too far, and this email should condemn his unguided statement. Nigeria is a sovereign nation.
Did you hear what he said? That it is an unguided statement by Seyi Makinde and he has carried partisan politics too far. I don't know if this audio was good enough for you to hear. I don't know if I have another cut because this is straight from the National Assembly media. Let me see if this cut by EIT would be a little bit better.
When we wake up and call on foreign authorities to investigate.
He was carrying partisan politics too far, and this Senate should condemn his unguided statement. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. When we wake up and call on foreign authorities to investigate, this is one case in which our armed forces have shown that without paying ransom, even if it meant that these children and some of the elders had to be in captivity for almost 2 months, that the armed forces were working quietly to have these rescue operations, which, as well captured in this motion, led to some loss of life. To trivialize it, to suggest, as the governor of Oyo State seems to have done, that there is something that is not open, that the UN needs to unearth the circumstances, is to question the sovereignty of our nation and to downplay the achievement of the commander-in-chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and all the service chiefs and in fact all those involved in this process. I think that there's a moment in the history of a nation when across party divide we should stand in unison to commend what has happened, I mean the way in which people were released, and to encourage the armed forces to build on it, that they should extend and get more gadgets. I mean, it's not possible for them to share with us some of the things they did. Like I heard
they were able to identify the guys, arrest some of their relatives, etc., etc. These are not details that we're interested in.
Very good point.
But I want us to resolve that
Thank you.
the
Wonderful
governor of
point.
Oyo State should not be seen as downplaying, undermining, and politicizing an issue in which ought to be something that the whole nation, across party divide, should start the UDC to commend our armed forces for what they have accomplished on this occasion.
Thank you very much. We now yield the floor to Senator Abdulaziz.
Okay, so Senator Abdul Ningi on his own part also, I think he had this to say. Let me quickly play you the audio, take a listen. Let's see if I have that audio here. I want to believe I should have it. Let's see.
That lost their lives. I am really delighted with the richness of this motion. This is a motion worthy of the Senate chamber. The details, the eloquence of presentation clearly spells out what the Senate is and what the Senate should be. Mr. President, this matter is unanimous. Nigerians commend.
Oh, sincere apologies. I think I'm having a little glitch playing that audio, but yeah. So,
Mr. President, commend the armed forces, commend everyone involved in securing this objectives. Mr. President, what comes to my mind? We have had stories of rescue, and a lot of people had reservations. But this particular already rescue is a real rescue. And looking at the officers that lost their lives, looking at their religious background, looking at their ethnic identity, it gives you a complete impression that this is a Nigerian operation, whereby Igbos, Hausa, Yorubas, Muslims, Christians have lost their lives. What gives this impression is that we know we are Nigerians. We know the caliber of who we are. Once we put our minds to it, Nigerians can not only move mountains, we believe once Nigerians decide to do something, they can lead this world. Mr. President, having said that, what is important going forward now is to take a cue. Now we have people arrested. These people must immediately be paraded, prosecuted, and laid low. Take its course. Delaying prosecution will create another impression that something is amiss. I therefore call on the prosecutorial authorities to...
All right, so that's what he had to say concerning the matter, where he called for the prosecution of the people, immediate prosecution, and they should be paraded. And a lot of people they talk say that open parade, they're very necessary to serve as, you know, something we will make all of us they convince, say true, this won't happen. This now because of say some quarters they carry and say, indeed, these children were not rescued but released by this kidnappers, and that it was based on whatever negotiation, maybe not ransom payment or ruling a ransom payment, but it was based on some sort of negotiation. I didn't say this. Famous English Alhaji, this is what he had to say concerning the matter. He said he can be quoted categorically.
So yesterday, I put up this post.
Okay, let me just take it down straight to where he said what he said, so that you listen to it.
So they arrest a lot of people when they do banditry and kidnapping. If you read their report carefully,
yes, that's part of what
arrests were made. In Oyo, within Oyo, other states. So
I wish I can fast forward this
they arrest people when they do kidnapping. When they arrest these members, then come push the people to release
the victims.
But But where the lie they for that place, they say unconditionally. No, that place lie they there. They're not telling the truth.
So he's saying that the government lied.
If they talk about the ransom, no, ransom was not paid.
Okay.
Actually, and this is the first time.
Okay.
Yes, of the truth, no ransom was paid.
But that they lied.
They pay ransom. Put me knife here.
The Ngoshe, remember the Ngoshe we're talking about is the Borno State people that they had arrested that time. The Borno State, over 416 people thereabouts in Borno State, that they released about 318 of them or thereabouts, that they paid ransom. That's what he's saying. The one I brought the president of the Borno Youth Movement here to speak on, he said they pay ransom for that one. But let's listen to him.
Ngoshe own, they paid ransom. But this one, no ransom was paid. But when it comes to unconditional release, that place like big lie. They're not telling us in a transaction they do. You know, kids, they don't tell around one.
All right, let me stop it. So here's alleging that the federal government had a transactional deal with these terrorists. Now, waiting make them release these people them. Now, if you remember, the woman, the principal of the school, had said that they did not just kill only the teacher, they killed another person again. I think there were 2 people that they killed. I think the second person, they didn't publicize it like they did the first person. And they did this to put fear in government so that the government would quickly come or oblige to their terms and conditions and pay them whatever they want.
My car was used to convey us to a point. That was where we met the primary pupils and their teacher and the teacher. So we had to walk for about 1 hour. They brought bicycle machine and about 10 of them. So we were parked there. And we rode for more than 4 hours on chartered paths, but they knew their way.
Madam, when we were released, the first thing you said was, where's my car, where's my home? Was there anything that was going on in your mind at that particular time that you wanted an answer to?
No, what actually happened? I thought they left the car there. The police would have towed the car to their office. But somebody showed me the car where it was burnt, and that was not the part we took. So I think they drove it to that point before it was touched. That was not the way we took into the forest.
Will this impact on you negatively in any way as a teacher going forward?
Going to rural area will take the grace of God. You know, with time, I've worked for 28 years, so I have 4 years. With time, maybe I can
let me quickly show you what she said.
That far,
I was talking about.
the distance between that place and
that we had hope that we will all come out alive. Mr. Makinde was killed on the second day we got there, but Deacon was killed on the first Sunday of June. The first Sunday of June. They killed them purposely because they felt that would force the hand of the government to give them whatever they tried a lot, but we're grateful that we have the government that thought much of us. We discovered that the whole world was interested in our case. We thought. So all we want to say is thank you very much to everybody, especially the officers, the governor, the president.
All right, so there you heard it. The number of them will be died from inside this incident. And now this particular issue, now NBC, they bring the buzz now between Governor Seyi Makinde and Adams Oshimole. Not just him, of course, some people for inside the presidency or some people for inside the ruling party, no, they happy about how Seyi Makinde's response to this issue or in response to the conversation. They are not happy about it at all. They are saying that, why should he respond like that? Why should he try to throw the federal government under the bus with all the efforts the federal government make to make sure, say, things they okay. Why say it will won't throw them under the bus? So that now the conversation, and I'm waiting EBC people to talk. But let me take you very quickly to another issue. We'll come back to the issue of it. I was still talking about the issue of insecurity. Remember when I played you guys this video of what this aide, Donald Trump aide talk about?
You want to know whether we're winning? 3 weeks ago in Nigeria, and I watched it live from the Situation Room. It was like being in a Tom Clancy movie, but it's better because it's real. I watched our operators kill 199 jihadis in one operation. Now, why is this important? That is the biggest neutralization, enemy killed in action, since September the 11th. 199 jihadists who will not harm Americans again. Not only that, from that raid, we brought home, we needed an extra plane to bring home all the electronic material that we captured in those camps, and the haul was 3 times bigger than any enemy electronics haul since 9/11, and that is priceless because...
Did you hear that? That the electronics you didn't catch from this terrorism from Nigeria, say they how many times bigger than any electronic gadget where they don't catch from any terrorist organization before. You heard what he said now. Now, here at the part where he said the begin gets a problem with the Nigerian government because the Nigerian government or the Nigerian military contradicts United States claim on huge electronic materials captured from terrorists. Let me let you in on it very quickly. So a Nigerian military spokesperson has contradicted the claim made by a top US official, this man now, that a large haul of electronic materials were seized from terrorists in Nigeria and extracted from the country by US forces. Now, Nigeria's Director of Defence Information, Sumaila Oba, told Premium Times, I'm reading from Premium Times, that the intelligence cache was not seized by the US authorities from terrorists, but that that is, say not the US authorities or the US military seized the team from terrorists, just like the man claim, that it was rather released by the US, that it was rather released to the United States by the Nigerian government as part of an ongoing security cooperation. In case you don't understand. Say this thing where this man talked for this video where I play now, saying a lie in lie, basically, that the the US government or the US military did not collect this kind of large amount of technical equipment from terrorists. Rather, saying a Nigerian government gongo get to give this equipment to the US officials based on the bilateral relationship and cooperation where EBC then gets. I don't know if you get my point. So now waiting EBC did they talk with that. Now, Mr. Oba, in an interview with a reporter, said the materials which contained declassified information on previous counter-terrorism operations by the Nigerian Armed Forces were voluntarily given to the US. He said this is the first comment by the Nigerian official on the matter since the US official first announced it. I think late last month when I played this. So Premium Times reported that the US, of course, deputy assistant to the president of the senior director, through the president of Donald Trump and senior director for the counter-terrorism at the National Security Council, Sebastian Gorka, disclosed in late June that American forces had recovered a large cache of electronic materials from terrorists in Nigeria. So this back and forth, now people come to talk, say, you remember the last time people talk, say, one of the reasons we make it like say the US feel no greed do share intelligence with Nigeria now because of their fear of the safety of the intelligence they will share with Nigerian military. And then security experts cited what happened to the attack or the release of Chibok girls during Jonathan's administration, when they were told that, you know, they will throw a gas canister or something like that, only for them to reach that place. These Boko Haram people, all of them, don't wear a mask. How did they know that they were going to use gas? So that incident, please don't let me take you back to it. So people don't talk, say, are we also going back to that era of the fear of sharing intelligence with the Nigerian military because of fear of intelligence, because of fear of leakage of intelligence specifically? That now waiting people they talk. So who do we believe now? Is the United States deliberately, because another thing where people they talk, it may actually be the truth that the Nigerian government actually don't recover all of these equipments long ago from these terrorists then, and just deliberately hand them over to the United States government based on the agreement they get. And a lot of people they talk say, please, you know that Donald Trump's administration sounds like the market a lot. So you know, say Oga, just like Oga talk, say he don't finish all the people who they kill Christians in Nigeria. It's all the terrorists who they kill Christians in Nigeria. He don't finish them. They don't go kill Christians again. Meanwhile, the killing of people, both Christians and Muslims, still they plenty for Nigeria on a daily basis. It happen, right? So when they talk, say, could it be that U.S. official will make the statement, just made the statement to make it like, say, a market Donald Trump administration, so make it look like, say, they did wonderfully. Make it be like, say, they fulfill the mission, will make them spend taxpayers' funds to leave America, come Nigeria, to embark on that operation. So could it be that they indeed know that the Nigerian government gave them this intelligence, but they just wanted to market the U.S., the Trump's administration, to make it look like they've done wonderfully well? So this now, the people, they talk, say, should we believe the U.S. government or should we believe the Nigerian government? Could it be true that indeed the Nigerian government handed these details to the U.S. government? But U.S. government, maybe they just won't sound like, say, say midterm election, they come for U.S. So they won't sound like, say, we don't achieve so much, so that anybody go no, say, we do so much inside this matter. Or could we rather trust the U.S. government and believe that, remember, say they don't get problem with intelligence sharing with Nigerian army before, according to what those security experts and they not talk in the past. Whose side are you on now? Who do you think it's better to believe in this issue? Well, that now the buzz really happened between the Nigerian government and the United States. I just thought to let you know that. But let's move on very quickly to other headlines. Oh, okay. So I was just about to skip this particular conversation, but unfortunately, I can't even skip it totally because this buzz no go leave me. So a little bit of drama happened today for inside. I'll still get back to the issue around the security, since the security need the end for inside that country. So a little bit of drama happened for inside the United, the floor of the National Assembly, I think, today, when Ibi say the assembly members them wash their hand, come out like Pontius Pilate for everything will be the law where Ibi say then sign concerning the State Police Act. They can't adopt the one where Ibi say president. They can't adopt the federal government on policy. So people they talk say, how do you arrange a bill, pass it, or take it so far, and then you abandon it, and then you now go ahead and accept the one that a federal government has handed over to you? Does it even make sense? That's what a lot of people are saying. But let me let you in on that conversation very quickly. As people said, confusion as reps withdraw passage of state police bill, embrace Tinubu's version. So the House of Representatives has reversed its earlier position on the controversial state police bill, withdrawing the version it previously passed and opting instead to consider a fresh constitutional amendment submitted that was submitted by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So a lot of people they talk say this one exactly the drama will happen with the Electoral Act. When it be said they don't sign everything about the direct transmission and everything, only for Senate to do another one, they not come back on to say no, that one we'll do before, we don't want them again. We'll come out them. We want the one we be say Senate talk. So that's exactly the kind of drama where we say they play out for inside this. Make I just play a little bit of that drama as it play out before the House.
Entire people of Ugele North, Ugele South, and Udu Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I rise to move a motion on the need to rescind the resolution of the House on a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to provide for the establishment of state police services and for related matters, and the composition of the conference committee pursuant to Order 9, Rule 6 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. The House knows that the provisions of Section 34, 35, 39, 42, 84, 89, 129, 153, 197, alteration of Chapter 6, Part 3, 214, 215, 216, Second Schedule, and the Third Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to provide for the establishment of state police services were voted and passed upon on Thursday, 11 June 2026. Also notes that on Thursday, 9 July 2026, a 12-member conference committee was constituted to harmonize the decisions of both chambers on the state police services. Aware that new facts have emerged regarding the provisions of the bill, which necessitate a critical review and reconsideration of its clauses to align with national security structure. Cognizance of the need to rescind the decision of the House on the passage of the bill and the constitution of the Conference Committee on the establishment of state police services, The House resolves to rescind its decision of 11 June 2026 on the establishment of state police and dissolve the 12-member conference committee constituted on the 9th of July 2026. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
The Deputy Chair, please can you kindly second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I am Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura, member representing Gwadabawa Ilela. Mr. Speaker, I am from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I rise up to second a motion ably moved by my chairman on the need to rescind the resolution of a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This prayer is resolved in the, prayers as resolved in the motion. The day, honorable colleagues, is a presentation of one bill. I now invite the clerk to read the short titles of the bill.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2026, first reading.
Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to alter the constitutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to provide for the establishment of state police services and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Julius Ehoveri, the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 14th July 2025. I now invite Honorable Ehoveri to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, our able Speaker, Professor Julius Ehoveri, CON, of one federal constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, to provide for the establishment of state police services and for related matters, HB 2797, be read a second time. I so move.
The Leader of the minority, please can you kindly second?
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Agbedi Yeitiemene Frederick is my name. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I think the motion is very clear. It's a subject matter that every member is very familiar with. So with your kind permission, we go straight away and put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the
All
Federal
right,
Republic
so
of
I
Nigeria
just thought to let you in on
1999
that conversation very quickly whilst we're moving. So of course, reversal followed the motion moved by Francis Wave, chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, who argued that the new facts had emerged regarding the proposed legislation. Again, according to him, the earlier bill required further security scrutiny, as it were, to ensure it aligned with Nigeria's national security architecture. And that's now what they say the one with President Bola Metin will bring, they talk about. So let's move on to other issues. Okay, or your Governor Makinde should raise his voice, even make it to get the attention of United States president and other world leaders. Now, waiting the basis, some people they talk with this one. FBI labels England, Argentina, the England-Argentina World Cup semi-final highest risk, deploys extra security. Or your school children were released, not rescued. I tell you what's in English and I had to talk. And then terrorists kidnapped 3 newly recruited Nigerian soldiers after they were dropped off by army in Gusau. Did you hear me? Just newly recruited. They kidnapped them. Terrorists kidnapped them for Gusau, and they're demanding 50 million naira for their ransom. Now, Tinubu government should give Nigeria full and transparent account of what's transpired. I think I told you all of this already. Now, investigators claim Minister David Umahi left Ebonyi residence after physiotherapist Mary Habila was found unresponsive. Police sources now they talk this. Remember the matter we get to do with the young lady where they say die for Oga Umahi house, right? Where we come here say them talk say na person with them post for work for inside the house. Later, I'll come here say she be physiotherapist. So now they talk say Umahi been there around, but saying leave when it don't say the girl they unresponsive. That now waiting a bit said they talk. This matter long. How physiotherapist Mary Habila was found naked in David Umahi's residence after Nigerian minister claimed she was seconded to his home. Don't let me read details of this. Don't let me read details of this matter. Trial of Taraba ex-governor Ishaku for alleged 27 billion fraud continues as witness tells court about Christmas dreams. And then Enugu Police Command asked to probe viral video of shooting allegedly linked to NDC chairman. Nigerian Commission warns nationals against fake repatriation registration in South Africa as fifth flight departs. And then let's see, family announces burial service for physiotherapist Mary Habila found dead naked in Minister Umahi's residence. Lagos House of Assembly to spend 20 billion naira on fencing, drainage channels, and legislative quarters. And then nurses group condemns suspension of union chairperson at Kaduna Psychiatric Hospital, alleges victimization. With all of these and more issues, Lagos lawyer Ajulo knocks AIG Moshood Jimoh as incompetent, demands independent review of Nigerian killing probe. But all of these and more issues now basically happen for inside the country. Phone lines are open, Nigeria. Please do want to join the conversation. I've already posted the link, is on the pinned post, so please follow the link and get straight into the conversation. We're still unable to rectify the WhatsApp issue, but we're sure to do that and we'll let you in. But for now, just follow the link on the post and it will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. I have a few things I want us to talk about. Let me just play you a few videos very, very quickly. Now, here's a video of a young girl that on the 24th of June this year, kidnappers broke into her family in Edo State, searching for Pastor Amina Garba, her mother, a missionary who has spent years serving widows and orphans and youth. Now, they found her daughter, Safia, instead. What followed left Safia wounded, hospitalized, and now displaced from her own home. While the suspect, already identified by name, remain out on bail. That is, they identify them by name. They don't bail them. They arrest that kind. People almost kill a girl. They don't arrest them. They come bail them. They are out on bail. Her family is in hiding because they fear say those people will return again to finish the work where they start. Now, the inspector on the case suggests bail rather than passing for full accountability. This is, of course, what they say the quiet failure that repeats across many communities. Survivors forced into hiding while the accused work free, because most of them, the law will just ignore them, according to people who write this. So Safia has asked the public directly for guidance on how to protect her family and pursue justice. Of course, if you have any relevant information to give, her WhatsApp number is there. You can reach out to her. I can call her the WhatsApp number if you want to, but let me quickly play you a video of her. And
hello everyone, my name is Garba Safia.
Did you see that tear on her face? That was injury she sustained.
Amongst my 500 followers, you already know who I am. Oh my god, I said I was not going to cry on this video. So if you've seen my previous post, I actually said I wasn't going to post anything online, but I don't know what to do currently. That is why I decided to make this video. On the 24th of June, around 2 p.m., some kidnappers broke into my home. It's been hard. I've been trying to stay happy because, I'm alive, I'm not dead. So it's something to be grateful to God for the fact that I am alive and I am not dead. But currently, I need help. Like, I do not even understand the situation the thing is going anymore. I personally actually plan to leave the States. But my mom is a missionary. She was called to go to that village. I don't know where the fire is coming from. My mom is someone who hardly leaves the house. The only time she leaves the house is maybe when she's going to church or for a PFN meeting or for a program. She doesn't quarrel with anybody. She doesn't have issues with anybody. So I can't even put my mind, like, put a finger to where this attack is coming from. Guys, help me. I'm so confused. Like, I'm literally so confused. If they had told me that this was going to be how the second half of my year is going to go, I would have said it's a lie. But it's so hard. Please, this isn't propaganda. This is me literally calling out to you guys to help me.
So she's scared for her life. She's worried for her safety and that of her family, and she needs help. She's seeking for help. I am not paid to do this. I don't even know her. I just bumped into the news, and as a well-meaning Nigerian, anything where I see like this to help anybody, I definitely would carry it. And I feel so very empathetic about her condition. Her WhatsApp number, it's open. You can reach her directly on WhatsApp. I'll see if I can put that up. Or you can send me an email at preciousandye@gmail.com if you have any reasonable way to help her, and I'll forward her WhatsApp information to you so that you can quickly help her. All right. Let me see if I can even put it up here very briefly. If I can, because she made the WhatsApp information open. So it's not just about me. I can just put it up on the comment section. So it's on the comment section. That's her WhatsApp number. So you can help her if you have any how to. Any way she and her family can survive this ordeal to forestall future attack. It's sad what people go through. Nigerians, phone lines are open. Please follow the link on the pinned post and get straight into the studio and let's join the conversation. So I was going to play you exactly what Adebayo said about the Muslim ticket earlier. That's it.
Let me say this. There is nothing like a Muslim ticket. Even when the contraption was brought up 4 years ago, and I was in Kano, and I was asked the same question. I was then mingling with the ulamas, and I let them know that if you are hoping for a Muslim ticket in President Tinubu and Vice President Shetima, you will be lucky to even have a single Muslim out of the two. And it turned out now that it's not a Muslim ticket. From the point of view of Muslims in Nigeria, it's a 0-0 ticket. Because in Islam, what is expected in Islamic jurisprudence, what is expected of a leader is not the religion of that leader, it is justice. The reason why Muslims get involved in politics is to have a just society. And there are guidelines in Islamic jurisprudence regarding politics. In Islam, it is expected that if you are a good Muslim, you will not give public office or responsibility to anyone who is not fit for that. So you look among yourselves for the most suitable person, most competent person. Second, you don't give power based on favoritism or bias. And three, you don't give power based on expectation of reward. So the whole concept from the beginning was just to defraud the populace by using religious sentiment. What the North, what all Nigerians are looking for is a righteous leader, no matter that person's religion. Because the fruits of righteousness will make the people of that country to rejoice. So when you say you are a Muslim ticket, and there's no justice anywhere, even one of the proponents and advocates of Muslim ticket who was celebrating it, Nasir El-Rufai, is now, he and his family are now crying for justice. That is the biggest irony you can have. And nobody was more of a supporter of Muslim ticket celebrating it after the victory than El-Rufai. Now he can't get justice under his so-called Muslim ticket. So I don't think that Nigerians are interested in that at all. And the government is just flailing around, the APC just looking for what to say. There is no support for a Muslim ticket anywhere. Two, even if people were looking for Muslims in authority, this president and the vice don't symbolize that. They symbolize the opposite. They're actually what the prophet and all the leaders of Islam warn Muslims against. This kind of leadership, where there's no justice, where there's no truth, where there's no honesty, where there's no kindness, no charity. So I don't think that's ship.
All right, so you heard that, what he had to say. Let me leave you very quickly. But I get another video where he say, I see. Well, I say it is important no we won't discuss about. First of all, I would like to know if it is true or not. But before I get to that video, it's about Peter Obi. Let me take you to what the lawyers waiting transfer for courts between the ADC and the people we carried in
The Court of Appeal today has affirmed the judgment of the Federal High Court. So what it means is that whatever they did, that convention, the State Congress they organized, the National Convention they organized, the court has just nullified it. So the implication is that as it is today, whatever decision that convention has taken, it's a nullity. So in other words, I don't want to put it out, but it appears that as of today, as of this moment, ADC doesn't have any presidential candidate.
Hallelujah. Jesus conquered the devil. Macha. Victory. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Victory. Hallelujah. Jesus conquered the devil. Macha. NGC, chairman, we go follow. Anywhere they go, we go follow. Legitimate chairman, we go follow. Anywhere they go, we go follow. Legitimate chairman, we go follow. Legacy chairman, we go follow. Anywhere they go, we go follow. Legacy chairman, we go follow. Legacy chairman. No, give to us. Okay, let the lawyer. Let the lawyer. After
the. Thank you. You know, it's a battle we started right from the Federal High Court, and they thought it was a fluke, and they were aggrieved by the judgment of the Federal High Court, so they decided to appeal against it. You know, the nucleus, the main judgment of the Federal High Court was that the tenure of the state chairman is still extant, is still running. Their tenure has not expired, so you cannot by any disguise circumvent it, because it is provided in their constitution the number of years they have to stay in the office. So being aggrieved against the judgment of the Federal High Court, the appellants appealed to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal today has affirmed the judgment of the Federal High Court. So what it means is that whatever they did, that convention, the State Congress they organized, the National Convention they organized, the court has just nullified it. So the implication is that as it is today, whatever decision that convention has taken, it's a nullity. So, in other words, I don't want to put it out, but it appears that as of today, as of this moment, ADC doesn't have any presidential candidates. So, but I know they are going to appeal it to the Supreme Court. So we also test the law there. But what the court has done today has deepened, it has strengthened the internal democracy of a political of a political party or of the political parties. And again, it has strengthened our democracy in general, because what it means is that nobody is above the law. No officer or officers of a political party can just be allowed to act with impunity, you know. So that's what the Court of Appeal has done today. It has deepened our democracy.
Okay, sorry. What about the dissenting decision of this?
Well, the majority judgment is the judgment of the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
So we don't countenance the dissenting judgment. The judgment of the court is the majority judgment. My name is IG Ogugwa.
All right. So that's it from the lawyers. And as it stands right now, the ADC, they kick, then talk, say the appeal court did not even get any standing, said they don't get any right to even hear that matter, that appeal in the first place, and all that. But the decision has been taken. And that's why Nafi Balagombe, more like, had the temerity to tell Atiku Abubakar not to parade himself as the presidential candidate of the party. And if he continues to do so, say he will take legal action against them for parading himself as the presidential candidate of the party, and that he should even apologize to the party for that. How do you see this going? Because whether you like it or not, after this now, after the ADC now, once ADC take this one sitting down and it happens like this now, the next stop will be for the NDC. Remember that the waters have already been tested with the NDC. Remember, you don't already test the waters with the NDC. And trust people to bring up anything from anywhere to also make them work, just the way this one don't they happen. So that now we've seen a lot of people they talk say, could this actually be all in the guise to make sure say no formidable opposition stand with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the election, within order all the oppositions and don't they accuse this government of all along? Could that be the case? What's your thoughts on it? All right. So before I get off, I saw this video from Oga Obiariri, Nemeka Obiariri, and I thought it's important for me to just play it out there so that you guys can listen. So he said something not just about B2B, but about Tumahi and the political character for inside Nigeria, especially how we behave for different parts of the world, country, concerning our political elites, how the Northerners, they view their political elites versus how the Southeasterners and Southwesterners, in fact, everybody, they view their political elites. Take a listen to him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nemeka Obiariri. The presidential election is coming up next year. There are three key consequential candidates in the race. The incumbent Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Peter Gregory of the NDC, and Atiku Abubakar of the ADC. You will never see or hear any Northerner, governor, former governor, ministers in Tinubu's cabinet attacking Atiku, abusing Atiku. But in the Southeast, you will see former governors, you will see ministers. Every opportunity, they want to ridicule P2P, they want to abuse him, they want to attack him. Most especially, Dave Umahi. You know, I want to address Dave straight this morning. You know, what actually got me angry was he called himself the lion of the Southeast. Upon what basis and indicators, upon what yardstick did Dave, a kitten thinking that he's a lion of the Southeast, a lizard thinking himself a crocodile? Let's interrogate matters. You know, it's high time we call these guys to order. Dave was always bragging, oh, I became a billionaire at 25. Hey, Dave, can we interrogate even your billionaire status and how you became a billionaire at 25? If you ask me how Aliko Dangote become a billionaire, I will tell you. If you ask me how Chinedu Echiro of Hotspot became a billionaire, I will tell you. You don't become a billionaire overnight. There are track records of how somebody grew from the scratch. If you ask me how Coach Tari became a billionaire, we can track it. What kind of nonsense is this? Always talking loquaciously. This is a man who's called himself professor of works, professor of road building. You embarked on a 700-kilometer coastal road project, worth over 11 billion, without any environmental
impact assessment test. At the end of the day, see Lagos everywhere being flooded. The report conducted after you started that nonsense project. Today now, it's very clear that the flood had been exacerbated because of that nonsense. You are governor for it. Can we interrogate your records as a governor? You built 20 flyovers. You built the 50 billion you wasted in doing that Pentest sepulchre you call airport. If that money was properly applied in agriculture, would be generating not less than 300 billion naira annually for everybody, and will have taken more than 1 million people out of poverty. What is your record? I said, let us even interrogate the HGI. You know, that is why it pains me when I see any Nigerian clapping for some of these governors and former governors. Why they, let me tell you the truth, why most of them, 99.99% do most of these road projects, flyovers to nowhere. Is because they usually overinflate the contract sum by 300, 500%, and then the contractors will help them to bring down the money. That is the easiest route to loot. To do projects that have catalytic effect in productivity, they won't do it. Projects that will enhance health, that will enhance access to education, that will enhance and reduce poverty in the land, they will not embark upon it. Look at the Ebonyi State. Today, literacy level in Ebonyi State is 68%. Average literacy rate in the south is 90%. Ebonyi is way below the southeast. Ebonyi has one of the biggest landmass after Enugu in the whole of the southeast. Ebonyi is so blessed with rich agrarian land and the solid mineral resources that a thinking and creative governor will have created, Ebonyi will have been a bastion of wealth. Look at maternal mortality rate in Ebonyi State. The southeast average is about 250 to 300 for every 1,000. 100,000. In Ebonyi, it's almost 550 to 1,300. Double that of the south. Yet this man will call himself. How do you call yourself Lion of the Southeast when you've ended up impoverishing your people, wasted and filtered the little resources that comes them, and did not do anything creative to add value to them? And yet you brag, you're the Lion. How are you the Lion of the Southeast? Can we interrogate some of these things? You know, these guys, they open their mouth, they talk. They think that every one of us is as foolish. Let me tell you, the Igbo man is a wise, smart man. No. Let me tell you, if today, Dave Umahi, you're on the ballot, Aki Adesina is on the ballot, or Yemi Osinbajo is on the ballot, Ndị Igbo will vote for Yemi Osinbajo. Ndị Igbo will vote for Aki Adesina before you, because they know who you are. If today election is conducted in your own village, Dave Umahi, between you and Alex Oti will beat your hands down. If an election is conducted today in your village, between you and Peter will beat your hands down. Without rigging, without manipulation, without buying votes. In Igbo land, that's what we call Ako Uche Unuchu. Ndị Igbo are people who are grounded by women and culture. That is why most of you are trying to dilute the value system of Ndị Igbo. Because in Igbo land, when the white man came into Ali Igbo, they didn't see prison, they didn't see any harness. In Igbo land, the first thing they ask you before you marry into any family, either as a man or a woman, is they first of all make these 3 inquiries. Is that place thieves? Igbo man hates thievery. They will ask you, one weekend, do they die early? Then they will ask you, these are the 3 things. Are they people that easily run mad? This is our world view as in Igbo. Ako, Uche, and Uchu. We believe in Ebambo. Aliko Dangote, who is the wealthiest man in Africa, does not speak arrogantly the way some of you speak. You impoverish your people, you misappropriate their resources, and then you put in your stooges, and then you go to the national level, and every little thing, you are attacking your own people. You are abusing your own people. Have you seen any governor or minister in Tinubu's cabinet from the north abusing Atiku? Every time, every small thing, you open your mouth. Who are you? In a Clermont, that you're Lion of which people? Do you see the way whatever they start back? Do you see the way whatever Michael Lobara? You think the love Ndibo has for Uchuku and Peter Obi and Michael Lobara and they start back? It's just because they are wealthy. No, they weren't wealthy. They respect their honor because they believe their worldview, their lifestyle tallies with the worldview and the culture of Ndibo. If you want Ndibo to love you, go and do what this Sambakwe did. Go and do what Michael Lobara did. Tell her your life alongside what P2B is doing. Ndibo will love you. You don't force us to love you. Ndibe.
Yeah? Did it get to that level? Well, that wasn't like makeup, baby. So I saw that and I thought, no. I needed to. And then Nigerian social media users, Mr. Ike, you're welcome. Nigerian social media users, and I know Nizo, people now can't go dig out. I don't know whether this is not true. They can't go dig out this video. Say, hey, but I can say, but in state people, see what they do. They not get water. They struggle to get water. And you know that water, na problem with these people get for Bonny State. Say, see the best, the lion of Southeast village, Abi state, as people they dig water from stagnant water to the drink. Now waiting people begin dig out like that. Now people say, why now? I don't go leave. I don't go leave on my you make a rest for that. What's not going to buy you do to that? Well, Mr. Ike, you're welcome, Jerry. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Sister Precious.
Good evening, sir. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, viewers. You see,
thank you.
One of the characteristics of a state that will succeed is rule of law. It is so intangible, rule of law. But that's the only reason. That's the only reason anybody will pack his briefcase and leave his country and come to your own rule of law. Wow. If I go to the courts, I can get my rights, or I can defend, the court will be able to defend me. But what is happening in this country with Dave Umahi is there's nowhere, even where there is total anarchy. I don't think anybody could take this. Dave Umahi again and again have had very terrible criminal records. And again, he gets off all of them. He gets off all of them. With all the things we did with his state resources, this man built an airport that he took state resources worth billions to build. That place now is not in any way serving. No plane has ever landed in that airport. No plane ever landed. Before building that airport, how many minutes is this from that place to Enugu airport? If it is somebody that is very, very thoughtful, that really wants to work for the state, he will inject that money into another thing that the state wants. You are just showing the video of people looking for water. He could do that. It's not compulsory.
But you know that water, you know that access to potable water has been a problem in Ebonyi State. So this is not even exaggerating.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Because of their terrain, just like Enugu people also suffer water issue.
Good.
It's just based on the terrain.
Good. It's all about, there are things you have in abundance. There are, in fact, even Lagos that have access to water, but access to clean water is not there. Because if you just dig anything, you will see water. But people still have to make efforts to provide clean water. I went to visit my friend in Lekki. Every water there is brown. So if you do borehole, it will bring out brownish water. So which one is worse? That you dig, you get brown water, or this one you dig deeper? There's no way you won't have water, but it will involve extra spending. It will involve extra work to get the water. So he has wasted his state's resources. Now he's a minister. He started with these 5 construction workers that disappeared. Nothing was done about it.
The land workers, yes.
Yes.
The engineers.
Dave Umahi went free. He was not held accountable on those people that died. This woman now, we saw how she turned around to come and to say, oh, all of those things I said, we are not true, and so on. Now, how could a young girl of 26 years die in a minister's house naked? And the family is hurriedly trying to bury. I saw the poster for the burial of that girl. So does it mean there will be no autopsy? Does it mean nothing will be done? And this man will still be walking around free? What kind of country are we creating? Do they just think these things are only consumed by Nigerians? No. People are seeing it. So if a minister is above the law, how do you expect people to come and invest? So what if an investor comes and the expatriates are killed? That's how it will be swept under the carpet.
He will just feel that they will just feel that they will not get justice. So
yeah, the moment this lady is buried, this case will go. It will go. We have seen even the people that were not buried and autopsy, and they are delayed months and months, and it will just go that way. This one will still go that way. And after 3 days, another breaking news will come up, and this one will go. This one will be swept under the carpet, and that's the end of it. Must we continue like this? Must we continue like this? This is a country. This is not just a private, even if it is a private company and your staff dies. People are called to give account of their staff in their private company that dies. Then this is a country, a minister of a federal republic that is supposed to be accountable to the people. And he will do things. The next 2-3 days, he will come out and say he's the lion of Nigeria, lion of... Dave Umahi, he came out and said that he has grown. He is now very powerful. He's not very powerful. He says
not
all
very
of
dangerous. You know, Tokam.
And dangerous. And he says all of these things and he will go free. Nothing will happen. So in all of this election that we say we are going into, anything can happen and nobody will be held accountable. I was watching yesterday the Adeyemi or whatever on with Seyi on Politics Today. And the guy said so many things. The guy said so many things, and I was listening. I said, what's going on? What's going on? The world is just turning to another thing. This man is begging to say, please give us give us a panel that is independent of the government. Let me bring out documents. Let me bring out documents. You and I cannot go and get all of these letters and all of these documents, get budget code, have office in the federal secretariat and so on. You and I cannot do it if there is no backing. And if the president is exonerating his chief of staff, that means they are all in. That's what it means. They are all in. And then we are walking away from it. The Senate now has killed every effort to investigate that thing. Senate have killed it. So this guy kept telling Seyi, how will I get justice if ICPC are the one investigating this? There's no way I can get justice. The ICP belongs to the party that I'm accusing. So there's no way. He can't get justice. He can't get justice. So we just before us, we are seeing our country slide into anarchy. You see this thing that is happening to Atiku after Atiku next P2B. You will see
That's why I mentioned it here. That people should not be excited about what's going on, no matter the political differences. People should be very wary because it will go round. Go ahead, sir.
Because we have the case coming up. We will still be shocked when 2 against 1 will uphold whatever these people have done in Kogi. You will see it now. 2 people will now say, oh, they feel that NDC used another person's logo. And then one person maybe will give a dissenting one just to give you the impression that the judiciary is independent. No, it is all planned. Knowing fully well that one person's judgment, dissenting judgment, will not take over the other 2. So they will just bring one dissenting judgment. It will look like judiciary is independent. They will say, okay, if the judiciary was compromised, all of them would have said the same thing. These are playbook that we have seen again and again and again. And then we will stay like this now. We will end up having only one candidate contest for this election. It's coming. I don't even know all the efforts we are making. And the worst part is the ruling party will keep destabilizing other parties. You will even, first of all, get yourself before you even start campaigning. How will anybody be campaigning when you are not even sure that you will be on the ballot? How will you even strategize? How will you make plans for tomorrow when the window for campaign is open, when you are not even sure you will be on the ballot? How? Every day, one thing or the other. Every day, one thing or the other. I was listening to Arabambi. Arabambi was just blabbing. I was wondering, I said, what's even going on in this country? Man, this thing, my wife was telling me, said, keep away from Nigerian news, is affecting your mental health.
Protect your mental health.
And I said, if I don't listen to Nigerian news, I'll walk into it like a sheep and I wouldn't know where to go to. We are here not because we don't love motherland. We didn't run away. We didn't jagwa. But family, sometimes you come and spend time with the family to make sure that this country that we are in safe, that we are every evening when you hear news like this, you even be scared to leave your children and go here without their father. That's why you see us come here every day. In fact, when we finish with Nigerian news now, later in the evening now, a lowdown of what has happened in America today, you will be shocked to say, what's going on here? ICE is killing, everything is happening. You will be wondering, where are we
Children
going?
are disappearing with their white friends.
I'm telling you, Nolan just disappeared. Today, nobody wants to tell us exactly what happened to that boy.
And just like you're talking about our judicial system, maybe the person get influential, one of them gets influential judge as the parent, and you can see the way the matter is already going. How do you already lawyering up when you're sure you're innocent? Your children never even tell what happened. They never even narrate the encounter, and I don't get that lawyers already keep.
My daughter, I dropped off my daughter for a mission trip, and that's like almost more than 12-13 hours from here. And I was worried, a little bit worried for her. She's the only black person in the whole trip.
You see, they do that thing. Not be wasting the same one and they do.
She is the only black person. The first day she said she want to leave, that nobody wants to come close to her. And then today I called her and she said at least she's made some little friends, and they're going to come back on Saturday.
But I don't think it's also wise to even give her that emotional torture. The fact that at a young age she would already know that she should deal with hate, resentment.
The fact is, you will not know that you are the only person until everybody gather to go.
Gather together, it's true.
You understand? Because the church also has black population. But how do we know that no family, no parents wanted to send their child? Until we got there, when we wanted to send them off, we realized that she's the only black person. Of all, they were more than 60.
Wow. More than 60, and she's only black. 60. How about the teachers? Do they have black teachers?
No one. No one.
How old is your child?
She's just 15.
Hey, Oga.
You understand?
I'm not going to sleep. How are you able to sleep? Me, I won't rest. So
the only little consolation we have is a church program, not school. You understand? So it's a mission trip organized by the church, and I know most of the adults that are going with them, and I specifically said, my child is here. Look at her name. They say, oh, we'll look out for her. We'll look out for her. These have been friends that I have, and so on. We advise our children here to mix up their friends. Just be close to good people. There are good black people. There are good white people.
I totally agree with you. It's painful to even begin to assume that character trait is racial, tribal, or ethnic, or even religious. It's not fair to think that way. But if you look at the way things happen in our world today, you will be almost tempted to begin to assume that make I just be careful. It's better to be careful than to be sorry.
I'm telling you. And then if you also decide to go and follow people because they have the same color with you, sometimes they might paint everybody with the same brush.
Now they won't put you for trouble pass. If our own our body too, you don't forget what's some black.
So that's why I advise them. I advise my son. I advise all of them to say, please look out for good people. Don't hate people because they are white. Don't hate people because they are black or they are Asians. Look out for good people and follow good people. Because what is happening in this time? Yesterday, we're still trying to recover from the shooting of the man by ICE in Houston, until another one happened yesterday in Maine. Another one was shot yesterday. So some of this kind of thing can cause endless riot. The kind of thing that happened to George Floyd that will cause endless riot. Everybody
and all this is happening, and you're standing. I beg go. Maybe Sunday the reach quick. Your daughter, is your wife able to sleep at night? Because as a mother, I don't think I'll be able to rest. I would almost want to be calling her daily to find out how she's doing, because it's risky. Again, we shouldn't take things like this too personal, just like you said, because religion is involved and all of that, but not when we don't get way too many cases. On our own self, on our own day for our body for that country, just like on our own day for our body here. I like the fact that in this Snaland's case, a lot of even white people don't speak up about the injustice against the black for things like this. I saw a lot of white bloggers, white people come out to talk against it, that even though they are white, but that it's unfair the way blacks are treated and the way the killing of blacks are treated. Because if the reverse were the case, it wouldn't be the same thing. And I totally like that. You see, that's why it's not good to judge people based on the color of their skin.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Treat people by who they are, not by their appearance. But I think the thing is increasing. It is increasing now. We're having many people judged because of their color and people treated badly because of their color. So where are we going to run to? Home is not safe. Away is not safe. People that are in South Africa are running. People that are in Europe, everybody. Where are we even going to have peace? Where?
Fortunately.
I'll you'd have seen TY, let him also say something. I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. TY Danjuma, good evening, sir.
Precious, good evening. Hi, good evening.
We missed you on Saturday. Is it Saturday and Friday? We missed you on Friday, Saturday and yesterday.
I tell you now, sir,
yesterday.
Yeah, sorry. I tell you, sir, they do business now. They sell kuli.
You committed. No, quickly not fit take your time like that. Now corn roasting, because the heat where the corn no go let you calm down. Maybe that corn you go roast.
That woman say it is easy to make 2.8 million.
2.5 million a month. She's supposed to talk say she lied. She don't come out and say she don't come and say a content she did create. Said she was lying. The Nigerians should help her. She don't beg her mother to give her.
So I they waste my time now with that now.
I beg you. Now big time wastage. Now they waste like that. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. I hope you and your family are doing okay, sir.
We do. Now wow, Nigeria matter. Oh,
it's tiring. Unfortunately, it can be very tiring.
What can we do about this government? What can we do about this government? Honestly, every day. And sometimes I tend to agree with you that opposition just sit down and look. The Nigerians don't look, because there's enough pent up grievance, there's enough harm, there's enough destruction, there's enough to cause something. I don't for fear of YouTube, there's enough reason for Nigerians to begin to come out, and stand and take their destiny in their hands. There's more than enough reason. Because it's like you could go to her, anything you want to do, go and do. Nothing's going to happen. That's what we see. Whether it's in the National Assembly, whether it's in the courts, whether it's in the executive, whether it's in the security agencies, we don't collude with them. I was listening to Falano when he was talking some days ago, when they arrested the father of Adebayo.
Yes.
And then plus a visitor where they find them. Falano came out to say there's nothing in law that is a substituted arrest.
Arrest, yes.
Yes, so that is going to come out to come and defend. He would take the case to court. He would take the police to court for that kind of stuff. Not be IG come call and tell us, say, no, we just want ask him some questions. You took him from his house in the southwest to Abuja. You cannot ask him questions in his house. You took him and the visitor to Abuja. If it wasn't for the intervention of Falano, the story changed. Oh no! We just question. They had to release the man quick with investor with the arrest. What kind of thing is this? And you know that it's wrong. Even at the high, if now constable they do or any of the people in the junior ranks, you go say okay, at that level, when you are vast, you're dealing with people who know what the law is. Why are we like this? So if you look left, right, and center, There's no place. You can't find soccer anywhere. The woman now, where they blind, now they see. You're no longer blind. The temple of justice has been desecrated. So where do you run to? Nowhere. Look at the Senate. Look at what they're doing now. They are reversing themselves. This thing where they don't agree, they go back now. We saw it. I mean, you said it when they were doing this amendment to 1999 Constitution. We saw what they did. They reversed themselves because someone told them that no, what you are doing is not. This is where we want you to go. Again, they are doing the same thing here. So there's actually nowhere. So the only place that is remaining. Look at what they have done to Atiku now, rightly or wrongly, So there's no place for anybody to run to. There's no investor who will come to.
I hope you know it's coming to be.
They will try, but they will fail. That's where I disagree with Ike, because everything they've been trying has been failing with that man. Everything they have been trying, you can look at it. Everything they've been trying from 2023 election, blocking him from campaigning, allowing him to campaign a night before, giving him approval a night before the initial day where the date of campaign. They did it in Delta. They did it in so many places. In some places, now they're one of the states in the north, and MA had to intervene to say, why, Governor, allow this guy to campaign now. Why are you making it difficult for this guy to campaign? He was the only one. They didn't do it to Atiku. They did it to anybody. It's only him. They put stumbling blocks in his path. He can't campaign. Still, the man beat all of them. So if you look at the trajectory, you see everything that they have done against this man, somehow they backfire. So that's why I'm saying there's a God where they lead this man, we will never know. And it will come to a head very soon, because if they keep on, they pursue this man, you don't do anything. I know they talk. They do anything, you don't do anything. If you talk, you go challenge them. But if any other person talk, you know go challenge them. My reading, this is my reading, I might be wrong, is that they will fashion their weapons, and they have been fashioning their weapons against Obi, but it will not prosper. That is my reading. If they triumph this time, they will get burned. That is what I understand what will be. That is because every trap where they don't set, the man they just be like a cat with 9 lives or 8 lives. When they set trap, you go put it tail there, scatter the trap, passing. Biscuit. So let them continue to do what they're doing. If you cannot read the situation clearly and see that this person will not go after, the more you go after him, the more they get problem. The more you go after him, the more they get problem. The more you go after, you better leave this guy alone. If you don't, now you go cause their downfall. Now you go cause that. This is my reading, and I'm strong on this. This is my reading of the situation. That the more you have stolen his votes, you manipulated his votes, you did everything, you manufactured the glitch, you have done all kinds of things against this man. Talk, fight. He went to the court. He's been constitutional, and some people left him. Oh no, you're supposed to fight, and that's the trap they were setting for him. Once he come and say one fight, they go hold him. They get reason to hold him, put him behind bars. But every time he's ahead of them. Every time where they plan is ahead of them. Let them keep on. They try that nonsense where they try. As they continue to do, and their end will come. I can guarantee you that God keeping us alive, you go see waiting go happen. You better leave that man, and they do what they do. But I can tell you, they tried it against OT. They tried it against every other person, they succeeded. But when they tried it against OT, God brought out a woman. We stand, we say no. They intimidate them, they bribe them, they say no, I'm not going to. They succeeded where they succeeded. They succeeded in Enugu, still in Enugu, away from Labour Party and some other places. But this man, where they see, this man, we no harm anybody, we no steal anybody money. They use the money They don't put everything against them. Attack his family, attack his business, attack his pikin. You remember the time where they go bring Osoloke, come put one picture, say they match national flag, Nigerian flag, and so on and so forth. Turned out to be like they have attacked him left, right, and center. You know, and still, the man is still strong. He's still going. That's a very strong man. He's still going. So, good luck to them. If they get sense, may they leave the man alone. They tried to attack him in Benin. In fact, they attacked him in Benin. You saw that. So there's no presidential candidate in this dispensation that they have done those kind of things to. Not to Atiku, not to any one of them. But because they talk. So we need to be documenting some of these things where they don't do them since 2023. But he has been consistent. He's traveling, he's going to anywhere where they go. You saw the recent one with Kiamu, which is a show of shame. Show of shame. You play the CCTV video, if the footage. If you look at the frames, you look at it, you see they patch them together, piece them together.
But
you can't even identify anybody.
But on herself, no good though. Waiting I can't do now. Waiting makes some of for social media account they call Kiamu Minister of Airport Parking and Selective Camping.
He no get job now. That is fans work now. He no get job.
I can't give him another minister name. Minister.
You know his name. You know, see, you want me to interpret his name for Igbo for you. Anyway.
What do you mean?
Listen, Precious.
Sir?
You see, Kiamu is a son. And he knows that Obi is not the one that drove that car. So if you want to sue, even assuming without conceding that what in the talk not true, the person will drive the car will violate. Now you go. There's no vicarious liability here. He knows that. You can't substitute. There's no substitution. He knows that if you go to the court of law, he will not succeed. So why does he want to come and make mockery of himself? They give Obi an ultimatum. Watch and see what will happen. Whether Obi will pay that 25,000. Watch. But it's a shame that he will come and make a fool of himself. It's a big shame when he knows the law. And in any case, cases like this have been litigated, even up to the Supreme Court. You don't have the right. It is the court that can impose. They don't do one with VIO in Lagos. When VIO catch somebody, take the person to court, the person go court. I mean, the person fine, the person go court. And the court ruled that VIO had no right to impose this thing on anyone. They don't have that right. So he doesn't have that right. It is the court that will pronounce someone guilty and say don't violate this. He doesn't have. So let him go to court. Let him go to court. Why are they just making mockery of the system? As if this is a jungle. And in fact, na jungle now it be. From within there is no law, nothing. No law, nothing. Look at the so-called fake DG. Look at what they're doing to him.
I just feel sorry for that man because I know his own is over. I don't know if he would get the justice he
can't get it. They don't catch him now. Listen, unless people rise. ICPC is a government agency. This case in fact, ICPC is a federal government, not just government, federal government agency. This case now pertains to the federal government. The people involved were the federal government. How can you be a judge and a jury in your own case? Where is it done? How can you get justice in that kind of situation? The people where they involved, they are still serving in the office, they are still serving in their places. You have not asked them to go on maybe false leave or interdiction or whatever, which is usually the practice in the civil service, at least I know. So they will be in that place. The investigation will go on. They will sit on that investigation. They will not bring out the documents. They will not allow. You can't get the facts. If the ICC, the head of ICPC, if he makes nonsense, they go come out and there. So how are you going to have justice? How are you going to have, and the critical issues, the position that the government has taken, by even appointing the same person, the main accused there, you have appointed him to head another government,
Agency.
you know.
Government appoints a position.
Where does it happen? If not here, where would they? That it will not happen. They will force you. Public opinion go. In fact, you don't even need public opinion. You go step down, make them do investigation, and if they find if you are clean, you come back. So, which constitution, which parliamentary system, which presidential system are we following? Which one? This is not the American presidential system we're following. This is not how it's done. It doesn't have the trappings of what they do here. It doesn't. So you have systematically promoted individuals of all shades above the Constitution, above the law. So they tell the law, they dictate what happens in the institution, not the institutions where they dictate go. And it's a lose-lose for everybody. Because it will work for you now, but you'll be out there one day, and then look at Malami. It is a case in point. You are there now. You are doing this thing. You go come out there, and you will go experience the same thing, the same bitter pill way they give people, because you destroy the institution, and you must not cry when it happens to you. So it's a big shame what's happening. Make I leave floor for my brother Edwin. Make it took more.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Edwin. Welcome. Just very quickly, Destiny, you wanted to join the conversation. Destiny 47H8Z. You want to join, and here's a link. I reposted it because of you. I would really love to see you on the platform. You're welcome, Mr. Edwin. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, my sister Precious. How are you?
Sir. I'm doing okay.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
Are they good? Well done.
Yeah, Precious, the reason why sometimes they see me, they say in the evening, they say I dey go gym, I dey go exercise. Say I be old man now. I know they play with my exercise.
Me say be old woman. If they say I don't go my own gym now, how would they do now?
No, I have to. If you see me coming, they coming late in the night. I will just shower, do everything.
Good. Thank you for making time to come.
Yes, that is the reason. If I say, Madam, they disturb me all the time, I don't even get time to come around.
Thank you, sir.
She knows how passionate I be about the Nigerian things. That's now our country. We don't have any other country, and we have to contribute our own small quota towards the development in terms of governance and how you go take affect the lives of the people. There is one thing. There are two things I want to talk about: law and order. Just a couple of hours ago, it was reported that this Prince Adeyemi has been arrested.
Yes, I played videos from his arrest.
Yeah, I saw the video and I was looking at what sort of because I keep scratching my head. What sort of investigation is ICPC expected to do? Investigate what? Because I don't seem to get it. How can the president, whose office is even being accused of orchestrating this, of organizing the whole thing, and he is directing ICPC to investigate itself? No, I can't. When I sit down and I think about our country, think about Nigeria, I don't know why we just dismiss everything with a wave of the hand. In fact, by now, Aso Rock, Villa, whatever they call it, that place they should be on their edges by now. They should be there everywhere. There supposed to don't they come to a standstill, over this scandal. Can you imagine what it is to appropriate 1.something billion to a so-called fake agency, and it went through all the paraphernalia of government. It went through everything, all the components of government parastatals that ought to scrutinize and check everything. It said through, and then somebody is setting up. Oh, look, Nigerians, I don't know the way we are operating. I don't really know what to say. Sometimes,
Brother Edwin, there is even another scandal, another 58. Is it 58 billion?
Yes, I
Where
thought about it yesterday now. That was the
the same
conversation I had
person,
yesterday.
oh,
the
you
same
mean the
person,
takeoff,
54
the
billion.
takeoff grant?
54
No?
billion.
Yeah.
54 billion.
the same person.
So when I think about it, I don't really know where we are headed. And then a place where you don't have the rule of law, where you don't have justice, these things just go and nothing will happen. Like as I've always said, we have a government of criminals for the
Hell.
criminals and by the criminals. You know, initially when I kept referring to our president, calling him, I don't really always want to refer to that man, whether it's our president or something. I said, when such a man is at the helm of affairs and he has somehow institutionalized a sort of government where you have executioners and operators who are at his beck and call, those he can use. For instance, if you look at Tinubu's government, if you look at the apparatus, if you look at from head to toe, and then you look at the setup, those that constitute his government, is there anyone there really that can really come short of being guilty of so many things if they are even mildly scrutinized? Is there any one of them there? Just look at them from head to toe. Look at them. Because if you look at the Senate president, the SGF, you look at, just look at all of them. Even the National Security Advisor, our so-called National Security Advisor. Now, I remember that young man those days, no Ribadu, when he came into limelight and what he really exemplified, what he epitomized for us. We were thinking, we have gotten one youngster for the future. I remember that man going to the National Assembly and naming people there, naming governors. Oh, this, the most corrupt. The most corrupt, one of the most corrupt governors he named is now his boss and he's the president. So when you look at it, and a situation where we take one step forward, 3 steps backward, now we are said to be operating a federal democracy. And then I look at the federation called Nigeria. Is that what we are really operating? If at the moment we have ministers, we have government officials who can just violate laws, violate the constitution, you know, and it doesn't matter. And then we look at the judiciary. When I kept telling presidents long ago that as long as we have people like Wike hand in glove with Tinubu, and then we expect anything good to come out of this administration, we are not just serious. Nothing good will come out of it. It is a matter of concern to see the judiciary, which we all always resort to. We always hold them in that kind of high esteem. The watchword is always that judiciary is the last hope of the common man. But looking at the judiciary under Tinubu, I can't see anything that has come out of the judiciary that has really either been true justice or has brought up any semblance of justice in any way, shape, or form. Because if you look at matters being adjudicated by the judiciary and you look at the outcome from all of them, you do not see anything that really gives anybody any sort of hope to really approach the judiciary for anything good. I said at the beginning of all these opposition clampdown, when I said they are just solely after Peter Obi, you know, that was what I said at the beginning, and people just did not take me seriously. I said all that is happening now, it is just for one person that is being targeted, and that is Peter Obi, because these people know too well that a man who was said not to have any structure, nothing, no governor, no members of the National Assembly of any kind as at 2023. And he was able, and I'm very sure Peter Obi won that election. But you could see the way the whole thing was manipulated and it was rigged out. And these people have done their survey. They have come to realize that if we allow Peter Obi to be there, then we may as well be writing our handing over notes. That is what is happening in the present government under Tinubu. They know too well. They've seen the handwriting on the wall. That come what may, there is nothing, despite all the fact that we are seeing religious and tribal sentiments being applied in the case of Obi, left, right, and center. But Nigerians have come to a conclusion, generally from what I'm seeing so far, that there is no way Peter Obi will contest a free, fair, and credible election with Tinubu and he won't win. He will win hands down. But my fear, as I've always said, is that the judiciary is being used against Obi, and then there is this blatant religious sentiments all over the north being used against him. You can see them coming. Imagine the other day, this man, what is his name? Ali Modu Cherif, came to one of these stations, I think channels. Look at what the man was just saying, all that he was just vomiting. How could people just allow such sentiments? And then when you look at Precious, sometimes I get confused when I'm making some submissions about Nigeria because I don't really know where to start from. Now, let us look at elections, off-cycle elections. You know, I have been saying this, and people don't look at it. How many off-cycle elections have been won by any of the opposition parties since Tinubu came on board? That should give us an insight into what is going to happen. And I've been saying it. And Nigerians have been mute over it. Off-cycle elections matter. Because when a ruling government is in place, when off-cycle elections are conducted, like in the UK here, in the US, just look at the pattern of off-cycle elections. Hardly you see sitting governments winning them like that. Not to talk of landslide victories they do in Nigeria. So if you look at it, and the ruling government keep writing results, keep manipulating the entire system, doing everything, and they always come up to say, we won, landslide. Look at it, all the off-cycle elections under Buhari. I'm sure by this time in Buhari's 2019, the PDP and the other political parties, they were winning off-cycle elections. They were winning. But there is none we can even pinpoint now, as at 2026, that has been won by opposition party. Apart from the one Wike manipulated in Rivers State.
But we know these elections about the opposition party. First of all, the opposition parties, I don't like us flogging the same thing over and over again. It looks like, as I said before, I'm sorry, it's not like I'm picking on you, but let it not look like we're deliberately discouraging Nigerians. Please.
No, we are not.
The reason I'm saying this is that we all know how the off-season elections happened. There were barely political parties. The ADC was just at the formative stage. Even the coalition was still questionable during the time of anarchy election. It wasn't even decided whether the coalition, whether they were all together in the coalition at that time or not. Remember, because Obi was one leg in, one leg out of the coalition. And remember that the person for the anarchy election was Obi's candidates. I don't know if you understand me.
I do.
So there are lots concerning the off-season elections.
Precious, you know, in a country where people have been impoverished, where there is poverty in the land, poverty working on all fours, it doesn't really matter. Opposition would win. They will win no matter how effective you might think this ruling government is. I'm not talking about corruptly, badly effective. You know, there are certain things you could tend to be effective. People say Wike is an effective, whatever it is, minister or something. But that man is one of the worst ministers. You can somebody who brazenly disobeys all sorts of rules and regulations and everything, and people always sort of applaud him. They eulogize him. They pour economics on it. I just look at them. Who I can't. If people like Wike should now be being the vanguard of good governance in Nigeria. Just imagine what all other people will be thinking about. Or like a case of David Umahi that is being discussed. Could you imagine so many atrocities, so many heinous things that this David Umahi is alleged to have done, and nothing has happened to him? Same applies to Wike. I'm mentioning names now. I'm not talking in proverbs or anything. Can you, a minister drives a Rolls Royce, and everybody's just keeping quiet? Where did he get the money to buy Rolls Royce? So when you look at it, look at the FCT elections. Was that really an election? The local elections. But what did the INEC do? They did nothing. In fact, there was a certain video I saw one time where the INEC chairman was even praising the body and giving them kudos and saying, look at the election we conducted in FCT. Very nice, it was transparent. Can you imagine that? Then where do we go to? Really? And then we have a sitting president who doesn't give a damn about anything. The man is not interested in anything. He just only want to be there. He wants to be in office. And he wants to be there by 2027. And it is not even that the opposition, it's not even that they are not trying. I've really studied, I've really taken statistics of what these people have really done. The opposition. It is not that they are not trying. It's just like what I told you. They are not being given the environment to operate. Not even in my village. I told you the other time that there were some sort of organizations that were trying to bring up in my area. We know what the APC are doing. You understand me? Imagine in this case, they are not just physically attacking them. A situation whereby you go and get corrupt judgment from the courts. And under that, the umbrella of those judicial pronouncements, you are operating illegality. You are implementing illegality. That's what is happening. Imagine ADC now. Can you just tell me a party was taken over by a group of people, and then Supreme Court at a point in time ruled that internal party affairs should solely be to the parties, the way they want to organize them. And in another breath, you see the cost interference. They will bring in, some people's rights are being infringed on. But what happened was that these people willingly gave power to those that took over. They all signed, they did all these things.
Mr. Edwin, I need to end the show by 12 midnight, sir.
Oh, my dear, sorry. Sorry, I didn't even know. I thought maybe
you have spoken for almost 14 minutes. I just thought to remind you.
Yes, precious. We will talk for even 2 hours, 1 hour, we'll talk. But because the thing they bother, because by and large, we want to go back home. And from what I'm seeing now, how soon I will be retiring. Where I can't go now? Can't go back to Nigeria under this circumstance. So when I look at the whole system, my sister, thank you very much for all your efforts. Just that sometimes I know the people come before I come, and maybe I don't tire at 9:30, 10. I want to rush, make I go sleep because next day I will do work.
I totally understand. It's not easy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ken, you just joined in. Can I have you just have your seat very briefly? Mr. Ken, are you there? Mr. Ken? Mr. Ken, are you there? I see you have unmuted yourself, then muted again, and unmuted now. So can you talk now? Let's hear you. Okay, so we can't hear you if you're trying to talk. We cannot hear you, and I don't know why we can't hear you. Okay, unfortunately, we can't hear you. I just thought we could hear you. So, T.Y., okay, I think Ken has rejoined us. T.Y. Danjuma, I was just about to say that the lawyer to the chairman of the alleged fake DG, rather, is saying that they are unable to get access to him, and the government is not granting them access to him, and they're complaining. And I tell you, say a particular company for the US, they say they don't report to Donald Trump, tell them waiting they happen. Now I say, waiting concern Donald concern waiting they go on for this matter. Is it his business? What would you do? They even said they will not involve, they will also brief the Congress, the US Congress.
Because their money, America is one of those.
They don't say World Bank money they involved.
So they consign them, and besides, you know, you don't bring the commissar in Nigeria now to interfere. Who know they interfere for Nigeria? France did there, Turkey did there, what to be the name? China did there. even Boko Haram did there. All comers.
Boko Haram.
So it's all comers. There's nobody we know they interfere for Nigeria affairs. So what is wrong with America? Nigeria is an all comers. This anybody will come. You'll be like Ashawu. Anybody will just go there do it. That's so now.
I bet no verse when Mr. Ken talk. Mr. Ken, good evening. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us, Mr. Ken? All right, so I don't know why we can't hear you. It'd be like, so we'll just let the team be since we don't hear you. Unfortunately, I was struggling to be sure that we can hear you so we can have your say. I don't know why. Can you hear us now, Mr. Ken? Mr. Ken, are you there? Can you hear us? All right, so TY, in all, he said this talk where you talk now, this thing where U.S. interest on the day go fit, will it make any difference? Will it force the hands of the government to ensure that they have an independent body to vary? Because now when they don't hold the man, now what they tell them to do, now go do.
A lot of the things where the government don't
now do. People they talk.
Now as a result of pressure, particularly with from America and Israel. Israel no never exert any pressure. You know, I don't know why they go to Benji. Because if you go to Benji, you know, say no, they hear word. You know, Trump now, part of the thing where they tie Trump hands be this issue with Iran, where don't they cool down, and then the fact that he has a strong lobby, a pro Nigerian lobby. You know, where also they give him, you know, where they close to Trump, related to Trump, the marriage.
Yes, they
So
did that now.
yes, so you can imagine the dilemma where the man go don't find himself. You know, lobby from two sides. You know, so but I think that if you look at what Seyi Makinde has said, you sorry for Nigeria. Apart from that, remove that one. You see what has been done to ADC. You'll be sorry for Nigeria. And the whole world is seeing, they are watching. They see what did happen. EU is concerned now. EU has come in, apart from America. You don't enter inside Nigerian situation.
Waiting and good. Well, Mr. Ken, can you hear us now?
Yes, good evening.
Okay, so just quickly, kindly drop your thoughts whilst we wrap up, sir.
Good evening,
Precious.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome,
yes, I'll
sir.
be very, very, very quick.
Thank you,
number one, I want to tell my guy in CAP, I forgot, is it Mr. Edwin or so?
Mr.
Please,
Edwin,
Mr.
sir.
Edwin, stop talking about free and fair election. There's no free and fair.
Anytime
happen. You come to the platform, just talk about election. Don't be putting this free and fair election, because the level where we are now, free and fair, have disappeared. It's just election. Let's just maintain that 2027 is either we fly or we walk. Nigerians must stand up. And stand up just like Mr. Mukhtar said yesterday. Let us vote like we voted in Lagos, where after they rigged, they got tired and let go. If Nigerians are able to come out like they came out in Lagos, rig the election. We know that there's trouble. It's not going to be business as usual. So people will come out, protect themselves, stand to protect their votes. Secondly, Precious, I told you last week or 2 weeks ago, I said if there's anybody that will do a hatchet job on the life of Peter Obi in this administration, is our professor in practice, because he's been the most vocal person. I don't know what this guy has done to him, but I remember I have a friend from Ebonyi. He says that just like we said, there's no potable water. There are no infrastructure in Ebonyi. The only airport Professor built is church service they do there every Sunday. I don't know the reason why, just like that other man said, every time our eastern governors will come out and begin to denigrate Peter Obi, even if you want to campaign for your master, must you now denigrate your own brother in the vein of campaigning for your master? But there's only one thing, corruption is fighting back. All these people shouting cannot allow Nigeria to be in a better place because they know they will answer for everything they have done. They know they will answer. Governor Seyi Makinde is a prophet that sees but cannot talk. He knows a lot of things, but there's no born and where make it talk. According to Isaac Fayoshe, then go open book for him. And if them open book for him, he knows that he's in trouble. So he's just saying it in wisdom that people should come and investigate because he knows a lot of things, but he cannot say it. And I said it this last week. I said, let's not rejoice 100%. Let's do 50-50. Stories will begin to fly. Have you not started flying? Some call it a Nollywood movie. Some say that, it's acting gone bad. A lot of stories are coming out. Stories that where we live here in America, America does some cruise job. But before you will know those things, it will be like 10 years back when they are finished and those things has gone by. Before you can hear stories, back stories of this happened or that happened. But in our dear country, Nigeria, before you wake up, the stories are all over the air. Finally, like I said, I'll be very quick. Adeyemi is gone. He should have kept himself till he appeared in court. For the mere fact that he came out and started granting interview and they have caught him, it's all over. Before anybody will have access to him, they will have broken him into pieces. That he will not even be able to remember some of the things he knows that he wants to talk about. That is the country we find ourselves. Lastly, I keep on saying, Nigerians, stand up for 2027. That is if they allow Obi to come, because it's it's about to go down. ADC have collected, they are going for NDC. And you will see frivolous judgment that even devil will begin to cry that, but these people said I'm devil. How did they take over from me like this? God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ike, you're still there. You have a parting shot. Let me let you drop a word or two before we say our goodbyes.
Yeah, we'll still be here tomorrow, God willing. We'll
I
see the
hope when I
wonder.
know they call on our village people, they do on our own due diligence on our village.
Yeah, I mean,
based on what we've been talking about.
Yes,
So,
No, Madam Precious, see, there's an empowerment group I used to do.
Okay.
The first thing I told them, no PVC, nothing, no empower anything.
Fantastic.
So
fantastic.
Everybody's going to come with their PVC at the end of the month. And then we will go to the next level. Not be when I empower you, go vote for Akara. If you go vote for Akara, that means that Kuli go help you next.
Just to also help drive some of the things to discuss here to other Nigerians, we have secured a partnership, or we're on the verge of securing a partnership with a terrestrial radio station in Lagos. We hope we can also get that happen in other parts of the country, where excerpts of this conversation, if not the full episodes of each of the conversation, will be aired on mainstream media every day, so that this can happen. So that's make it help. So not everybody get money to come internet. So that those that don't have money to come to the internet can just tune into their radio and they can hear you guys and hear what we say here every day.
Good. So you give us the news and the link, when, where,
I'll give you yes. Once we're done with the process, I'll give you the details of the radio station so that you can also tell your people in Lagos to watch out, and the exact time belts that they've given to us so that you can tell them to also look out for it.
That is good. That is good. Well done.
I just hope NBC will not go after them. These people.
So that is why what we're doing now, we're not, they don't carry us live. For now, they edit their own version. So I think that it's best for them to edit so that they can edit any parts that they feel like it's not okay for them. So for now, I have deliberately warned against carrying us live because this is almost a social media broadcast and I can't control what you guys say. As much as I'll have a disclaimer, it's not me, but then I can't stop you guys from saying what you're saying because there's no NBC rule stopping you from what you're saying on social media. So you're entitled to your opinion. So I've told them that. So for now, they edit. But even at that, I don't think we've said anything. I don't think we're saying anything that is totally against the NBC rule here. So we're still very much in tune.
Yeah, well done. My parting shot. First, to thank you for
Thank you, sir.
for finding the strength and the courage to be on air every day. Not many platforms do that. So thank you for
Thank
all
you,
that
sir.
you're doing. Lastly, I agree with what Ken has said. That I personally, as a person, I've said that I don't have hope. But I say that when I look at people like Taj and the optimism, pessimism that the optimism that he radiates each time he comes on the platform. Maybe we question ourselves and say, okay, maybe there's something we're not seeing. But I think that 2027 will be, for me, the last opportunity for Nigerians to speak. They should come out and vote massively. We are not going to speculate. Between now and 2027, anything can happen. But even then, should anybody try to pull down this democracy that we have, what the outcome will be demonstration of grace. I think Nigerians have had enough. That's my submission.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Edwin, you have something to say? A word to drop?
Oh, well, in order not to sound repetitive of what I have said before, I think Nigerians, we are too dormant. We are too passive. We are not pulling our weight. Because if we continue in this trajectory, 2027 will come and go. And the elusive opportunity will be there. We just vanish, just like we've had before. If we don't make a change in 2027, Nigeria is going down. And we just pray it doesn't happen that way. That is all I can see for now, Precious.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you, Seyi Danjuma. Thank you, Mr. Ken. Thank you, Mr. Ike.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you guys. It's always a pleasure to discuss issues around our country. Let's continue to talk, even offline and online, to the people waiting around us so that one day Nigeria go better. I love you guys and I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Let's do this again tomorrow evening, God willing. But at the meantime, don't forget to protect your mental health. Very, very important. Please, manage your mental health. As you hear Nigeria matter, as you listen to them, and as you engage in conversation around Nigeria, please protect your mental health, because he who worries about Nigeria should live to worry another day. So if you worry about Nigeria and run away or rest, you have to live to worry another day. So I love you guys and I appreciate you. If you've not liked this post, please make sure you like, share, tell people around your area about the show. Make them know, say a show like this they exist and when they do something like this, right? Okay, so that they would tell people to tell another people to tell other people around the area that there's a show like this that exists. And let's continue to hold government accountable to do the right thing. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Don't forget, just like CJOJ, I see you. Thank you so much. And please don't forget to keep talking to people. Let's continue the conversation even offline. I love you guys. Good night and God bless you. Bye.